green flag. I'll roll him. He's flipping me off. Hell yeah, boys! How about that? Big touch. Watching in the wall. He threw it off the track. Baby, that's how you do it. Get that second back, son. Yeah, baby, yeah. Hell yeah.
And we are live.
Hello.
Welcome our studio audience is excited here today. Welcome to the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. We're live and in person, and you can tell we got some people here with us. Welcome to Bristol, Tennessee for the All-Star race, guys. Here we go.
Right.
Hold on. We're screwing up.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Put your mask on.
There we go.
That's right. We'll have him on the start of the show, at least. Oh, go Vols. Go Vols, of course. Yeah, so we have our mask on. We're going to have them on all day. We'll have them on all day at the racetrack
I didn't have
tonight.
enough time to get a Danny B one made, so Tennessee will have to do.
Yeah, so
We'll
close
just
enough.
write Danny B across the front.
Right.
I got a pen.
Make sure to lick the like button, guys.
Yeah, lick that like button. Let's see. Where are we at right now? Where are we at on viewers?
110 right now.
110?
All right,
bro.
lick that like
Lick
button.
the like
Let's get
button,
over
guys.
100 by the first 30 minutes.
Let's do it.
Cool. And so let's get to work, guys. What do we need to talk about?
Jared?
Let's start with Kansas.
Oh, Kansas.
So do we talk about the race itself, or do we talk about
We
Wait,
raced at Kansas.
Kentucky.
Kentucky?
Yeah,
Whatever.
sorry, yeah, close enough.
You see, I already forgot about it.
Damn, already forgetful.
So Kentucky.
So Kentucky.
I
so
wish we raced at Kansas.
I wish we
probably
did.
Probably do
So
good
let me put this into a bit of a motorsports context. So I basically watched 3 series. In the morning, I watched Formula One. They called it it was at the same track, but it was called the Styrian Grand Prix or something like that. I don't know why they ended up doing that, but Lewis Hamilton ended up winning, so that was a pretty decent race. And then IndyCar, that was the best race all day, man. Felix Rosenqvist beating Award for the victory. So I was already used to seeing exciting racing that day until Kentucky happened. And I knew going into Kentucky, man, I just don't look forward to it with this package or in general. So yeah, and then on top of that, Xfinity was way more exciting those 2 nights, especially that fight, which we'll get into later on. But
Yeah.
Ryan Blaney has zero luck. This race proved that. Was dominant throughout the entire thing. Just can't seal the deal, man. And then Truex was out front leading, and Jimmy Johnson too. Let me just say this: that was not Keselowski's fault. I think that was all on Jimmy. And I mean,
that was all Jimmy.
I'm sorry. I'm just no bias at all, but Jimmy came down on him.
Carnation jinxed him.
Yeah, Carnation did jinx him. He's like taking up my role, I
Sloppy Joe,
guess.
thanks for the $4.99. We will buy an All-Star Rush t-shirt.
Oh, most definitely. But
What you hear, man?
yeah, but I mean, shout out props to Cole Custer. That was my dark horse pick. I mean, I figured he would get a top 10. I didn't think he would get a victory.
Yeah.
But I mean, for him to come out of the blue, out of nowhere, only led a total of 4 laps, I think, or maybe the final 2, I believe, to end up getting that victory.
I'll check.
Yeah. Check the stats on that. But Cole Custer, man, I mean, proved himself in the Xfinity series, but with this package, it's a whole lot more different. He has been showing up as of late, and I really think he definitely has been improving up to this point. But I don't think 5 laps, damn, that's crazy. But I don't think anyone anticipated him to get his first career victory over the weekend. And really, he's the first true rookie to win since 2006, I believe.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin back in Pocono. So that's really a huge accomplishment. And maybe this will start a trend where maybe we start to see more of the rookie drivers come into their own. Maybe we'll, just maybe Christopher Bell might, start to show up.
Christopher Bell's good, and then you also have Reddick who's been showing out. I mean, he arguably had the best car at Homestead, but because of the way this package is, when you get behind someone and you bog down, basically,
Right.
he wasn't able to pass Blaney and all of them up there. I think, and plus also not knowing the last lap didn't help either.
No. Yeah, that didn't help either.
But he's been really showing out. Bell has the talent to show out. John Hunter Nemechek has been surprisingly consistent. So when you stay in that top 15 range and there's a strategy race, maybe you can luck out, or you can have a good strategy to get up there. So don't count him out either.
But if we're going to talk about the race objectively, no, it was not it. I mean, the entire time was so spread out. I think the leader was ahead by 5, 6, maybe 7 seconds at one point,
is
maybe
normal
longer.
for Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's just,
And even in the Xfinity race, Cindric was just dominating.
Yeah, but that was a more exciting race, though, and I think that has a lot to do with the package that they're running. Xfinity is the best type of racing that NASCAR has right now.
well, it's the whole problem with this package is as soon as you get behind someone, if you don't get if you don't get completely ahead of them and clear to make the pass, then they're gonna blow right by you. You lose the momentum, everyone goes by you, and it's just it's
ridiculous.
It's not gonna make good racing, no matter what track you really do at it, except for maybe. That they have it at the super speedways.
I just can't get behind this package, man. Never fully, especially at these 1.5 mile tracks. It's the same old boring racing every time. Like a guy just stalls out, they get behind someone, and there's just this giant air bubble to where they can't catch up to the car in front. It's ridiculous, man.
And a track like Kentucky just magnifies that.
Yeah.
Like tracks like Chicagoland and Kansas
perfect.
Are at the point. Yeah, they're perfect at the point right now that they have good racing no matter what package we have there.
Yeah.
They're like how Atlanta was in the mid 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I think even Atlanta at this point it
wasn't
it
exciting.
It has to have the right package now. It can't just be any package. Because you look at Kansas, you look at the races with this package, you look at the races before this package. They're both really, really good races. You can point to any races in the last 5 to 7 years. Same as Chicagoland at this point. High horsepower, low horsepower. Low downforce, high downforce. But at this point, Kentucky, especially with the way that they reconfigured it, Kentucky is like the middle America, mid-south version of freaking Texas.
Yeah.
It's just bad.
and nothing against these tracks, you know what I'm saying, but I feel like it has mostly to do with the package we have now, man. A lot of changes need to come with it, but it seems like NASCAR is pretty hell-bent on, sticking with this type of formula, and I don't know, man. It's just not my cup of tea. I mean, I see what they're doing over in IndyCar, man. I mean, it's just, man, you need to be a man's man to drive those cars, dude. It is. I mean, no power steering at all either. Just absolutely thrilling to watch those races, And shout out to the one and only Colton Herta. He's already second in the points, man. Former podcast guest, man. 20 years old, already competing for championships. Amazing.
I see we got one.
Appreciate it. $1.99 from Bake the Snake. It's rude that Rebel Wallace isn't following you. I saw that on Twitter. Yeah,
Well,
he's not following me, but he did like me liking some stuff from him.
Yeah. That'll happen soon, probably.
We can't talk about the race without talking about the finish. The first 265, because I think it went the normal distance.
265, yeah.
Wasn't that good.
Mm-mm.
Like, let's not lie. That's a 2 out of 10 race.
Yeah.
But
Let's just talk about the exciting part.
The finish, the finish.
4
was
wide.
awesome.
I've never seen a fourth place driver see the opportunity to go in and actually go take it like that.
You know what's funny? I was seeing that
against good competition too. Because Truex last year did a 4 wide pass, but it was like against like front row
But like the only thing that really helped Custer was Dibenedetto staying on him the entire time. Blaney went too far low to where he hit the grass, come back up, and then next thing you know, he's hit Harvick, and then that ruined both.
You know what's funny? I was seeing that develop too, and that in those in those final. Oh, there is. Oh, there must be an echo, but in those final 2 laps.
Well, I'll say a little echo.
Yeah, a little. Okay. In those final 2 laps, I mean, I was seeing Custer just kind of bide his time. He was getting some draft behind the front pack, and then as soon as he was getting that run off of, I believe he was behind Truex at the time, like. I was like, oh no, he might actually pull off the pass. And as soon as Harvick and Truex both got side by side there, and then he just scooted right on past him, I was like, that's his race. And I mean, with this package, it's all about momentum, and it's all about luck at on some of these restarts too. Because I mean,
you can't dive bomb like
you can't do it. I mean, it's just not going to work. We saw Ryan Blaney try and go for it, but unfortunately he was on the apron and. Unfortunately, lost some spots, and then Harvick, had a tire rub, and then basically that was Cole Custer's win all day.
Let me know if the echo starts a little bit better. I turned one of the microphones down. Oh, now they say the echo is worse.
Oh, it's worse.
We can just turn one of the mics off.
Yeah, we just turn one of the mics
get rid
off.
of the one over here by Darian, and we'll just go off this one.
Oh no.
So Darian, speak up now.
Speak up. Can you hear me?
Oh, you broke it.
Oh, I broke it. Of course. All right, we should be good now.
But yeah, that's it. Like overall, the finish it didn't save the race itself. But it saved it from being like an all-time bad one. Because like I have like a list top 10 worst Gen 6 races. I'm gonna do that one day when the Gen 7 next gen comes out. But I was like, man, this might actually fit this list. If this finish sucks, thank God it was good. I mean, it didn't help either that Fox could only be really entertaining for those 2 laps either.
Look at this. Look at Johnson spinning.
Look at this. Look at this.
Spinning there. Yeah, you're right, Gordon. Look at that. But I mean, unfortunately, to some fans. I guess 2 laps is all it takes to make a good race, unfortunately.
Well, it's the same thing last year.
Not my cup of tea.
I mean, last year's race overall was better, but the same thing happened last year where the race itself was not good. They had a great side-by-side finish that was really exciting, and everyone's like, "This is a great race." It's like, no, it's
You
not.
know, guys, my opinion of a good race, you have to have. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, at least make it decent, and then have a thrilling finish at the end. Then I would constitute that as okay. That was a good race. It was decent for the most part, and then had an amazing finish. But no, this Kentucky race was brutal. It was just brutal. It was
Kentucky overall.
Excruciating to watch.
I'd honestly say of any of the Kentucky races, maybe 2013 was the best one, and that wasn't even a good race. It was just there was crashing.
Yeah, it's just a bunch
That's
of
it.
crashing.
There was-
And
there was
also
short
crashing.
runs.
A bunch of crashing, to me, also doesn't constitute a good race either. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just crashing. That's not
And
racing.
I feel bad for like ripping all over it, not being positive about it, but it's like I'm sorry, like you can't just defend
We're gonna tell
everything, every bad race.
Guys, we're going to tell the truth. I mean, even y'all put in the chat, what about that race did you find positive besides the finish? And be honest.
Take that finish out, and what do you remember about this race?
Before the final 2 laps. Nothing.
Well, the Jimmy thing probably, but
I mean, yeah, even that though. I mean, again, that was all Jimmy Johnson, and I'm like, I mean, I was hearing him on his radio. He was like, he was pissed with Keselowski. I was
You
like,
know what? I'll
why?
let him be mad at him, but it was his fault.
Yeah, that was all Johnson, man. Like,
Let him be mad at
He
him.
just kept going down on him. What do
real
you
quick
do?
before I lose them all here, we got a few people who donated pretty good. Stephen Gibson, $5. He said, Kentucky, as he'll call it, bad racing,
Kentucky.
good finish with this package, though.
Oh, I don't. I'll write that down.
Michael
Yeah.
Jensen, enjoy tonight, boys. Hope everything is safe there. He gave $5. Appreciate that. Sneaky pick for tonight is Boyer, 3 top 10s, last 3 Bristols. Yep, we'll get to that when we get to
Yeah,
picks. So,
we'll talk about that.
from GN, appreciate that $5. Nobody remembers 2008 Richmond for the race. They remember it for the finish between Dale Jr. and
I
Kyle
was
Busch.
sitting
The rest of the
there.
race was terrible.
Yeah.
The race itself, I went back and watched, is actually
Well,
not bad.
Hamlin.
There's a lot of coming and going.
Hamlin did dominate a lot of that race.
I-
386 laps. No
You can
win,
have
though.
you can have a good race
You can.
if even if there's somebody dominating
Right,
the whole
right.
time. There was
You-
plenty of people coming and going. There was it was really, really difficult in that race getting off 4. I mean, like I remember there was one point where it was like Junior, Kyle Busch, any of them at different points basically were waving at their pit crews because they were so damn loose off of turn
Yeah.
4. But the finish just capped it off. I mean, I'd say go back and watch that race. It's a lot better than people remember it for. I mean, you look at. I've been defending races from the 70s for a while now because I went back and watched a few of them for some of my videos, and it's like these races are really good. The problem is the equipment.
Yeah, and I mean,
That was the whole problem
back
with
in
it. There was
those days-
good racing,
back in
side
those-
by side racing.
Back in those days, you only had like 4 or 5 cars who would legitimately compete for a big. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you kidding?
Jake is pulling off his NASCAR on Fox impersonation.
Yeah, we keep
Watch
seeing
what I did
that.
there.
And I'm just over here like, alright.
I don't know what he was doing, but no. But back in
I
those,
know.
back in that era, I mean, you only had really 4 or 5 realistic guys who would, who had a chance to win.
And not even. You had 2 or 3.
Really? 2 or 3.
In the 70s?
By the
Yeah,
way,
in the
for,
70s.
for
Maybe
those,
2 or 3.
for those asking,
Wow.
Eric is not here, so
Yeah, Eric's
sorry.
not here, guys. Yeah, he's with his family, by the way. And also 230 people watching. Click the like button.
Click that like button, y'all.
But yeah, I mean, there's different eras. I mean, people had different cups of tea of, what constitutes a good, even a great race. But in my opinion, a finish does not constitute a good or great race, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It
It
helps.
won't.
I think it's one of the most important parts. But it does not. I don't think it ever makes or breaks one unless the finish is like all-time good.
Yeah, unless it's like a 2003
But usually-
Darlington thing.
Usually, this race is a little different, but usually with an all-time great finish, there's build up to it. You look at the slide job finish in 2018. There was a lot of build up to that one. You look at 2003 Darlington, a lot of build up. You look at 2011 Aaron's 499, a lot of build up before that happened.
Think back to Kansas last year. Like that whole race had a lot of like side by side racing in it.
And there was build up. And there's one car chasing
I
another
remember
down.
it was like a 15 lap run or even better than that, where it was just Bowman and Elliott side by side in the
Yeah.
Kansas race. Like that's the definition of what I call a good race, and I still call that one my favorite of last year.
Yeah, that was a good one,
It was a
man.
good race.
Yeah, it was a good one.
So
Hopefully, Kentucky will be better, but I don't know. We'll see.
should we see what our viewers have to think about this one?
Yeah. Y'all put it in
This
the chat.
this shocked me, and this is kind of the reason why we were
Talking about it.
why we were talking about this. The poll. We did
Yeah.
not hit a record this week. We did not break. I think it's 7.8K is our record. We got 7,500 votes. So nice job. 43% of you thought it was great. 29% of you thought it was good. 17% of you thought it was average. 6% of you thought below average, and 4% of you thought that it was bad, which means 10% net negativity, and I believe that would be a 72% net positivity, which really surprises me. It's lower a little bit because there's a lot more average, but it still surprises me. Your positivity always surprises me.
Appreciate the $1.99 Levi. He said, "Have fun today, guys. Buy a koozie with this $1.99."
Definitely, most definitely.
Looking at the comments, JD's Diecast says one of the most clutch passes in the sports history, no doubt. I think it'll go down as an all-time great finish.
Yeah, definitely.
Carnation, I hearted this one, so it's got to be good. Repeat of last year, bad race, incredible finish.
Yep.
Nice Kyle Petty reference.
Incredible.
Incredible. No, and then you get into the car. What the F was that? Let's see. Andrew Meyer says, "Who would have thought Cole Custer would be the first of these rookies to win a race?" That's
I know.
That's surprising.
I was really thinking it'd be Reddick.
I thought it was too. I thought it'd be Reddick, or I thought before the season it'd be Bell.
I completely forgot Reddick. He's even a rookie too. Like he just performs like a veteran.
I know.
Dracoan Racing says Cole Custer won before Kyle Busch this year.
Wow. I mean, he beat Kyle Busch last year too. So he's not wrong.
I look over.
Sorry, Jake.
Sorry, buddy. Let's see what we got. Wayne says Kevin Harvick, I'm gonna win back to back. Ryan Blaney, I'm gonna end this whole man's career.
Yeah. Just ruined
Let's
it.
see. Let's see if we can find any memes on here.
There's memes. There's gotta be memes.
Let's. Here's basically sums up us though. Burt Toast says, I like how people are saying this is a good or great race. Meanwhile, up until about the last 10 laps, it was a complete snoozer.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, I mean, when an argument on Twitter about Fox and NBC has more entertainment value than the first 257 laps. Yikes.
Yeah. Yikes.
Let's see what we got. I'm going to scroll down a bit.
NWPM said he thought Brennan Poole would have won first.
Yeah, okay.
He was trying at Darlington.
Yeah, he was close.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of people. I can tell the vocal minority is very vocal in here today. Let's see what we got. Oh, okay, we do get a meme. Jacob Davis. No cooked vanilla custard recipe. That's actually shorter than I thought it'd be.
Well,
Yeah,
you
sure.
got to give a custard recipe for Cole Custer's first win. So.
Cold custard.
Cold custard.
Blue Jimmy 48 fan says, once again, we get bleep slapped out of another one. But Custer's clutch pass made my boo-boo feel better. We have the speed. We just need to get one race where we put it all together.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Larry Mack. He always say that teams need to get the beginning, middle, and an end of a race together. Nowadays, it's, I think, more important than ever.
Yeah, Cole Custer was just perfect. He was just perfect throughout the day. He helped bide his time, and then just showed up when it really counted.
Oh, I didn't even think about this. 3 rookies were in the top 10. Custer won, Bell in 7th, Reddick in 10th.
Yeah.
People are saying coleslaw custard in the chat.
Coleslaw.
Custer. And then also before that race too, he was I believe 24th, 25th in the standings.
Yeah,
and just
so-
shot his way up to a playoff
So it's
spot.
like, oh, here I am, guys.
Yeah.
Well, and
Just
I can
like
look
that.
it up really quick about the playoff standings.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm telling you, there's some really good drivers that are on the bubble.
There, yep, including Jake's boy too. Your boy's on the bubble, bro.
He's getting closer.
Getting closer.
What if he does Jimmy Johnson and wins a championship and then just, doesn't make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Didn't Tony Stewart did that? Yeah.
Here's here on my screen is the final comment though.
did too.
Yeah.
Here's the final comment though on there. It's by Keyshawn Paints. Who says, or yeah, I think that's how you say it. Who said, who knew the worst rookie out of the big 3 rookies of all would end up winning a race? Congrats to Cole Custer. Let's see if he can make it until the round of 12.
Was he the worst?
But now this kind of ruins the rookie battle because now Cole Custer's going to win it.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, Tyler Reddick is still in. He's still in the running for the playoffs right now. And I mean, Christopher Bell, where is he in the points right now? I mean, we'll find that out in a minute. But I would assume he's not that far off, at the moment.
Yeah.
So
let me look at the playoff standings.
Yeah, we'll look at the playoff standings.
Off
You
topic
look at-
here, Kenny Stills got arrested.
Yeah, I heard that. I saw why.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Well, while you're doing that, appreciate $4.99 coming from Bake the Snake. He said, Blaney, I'm going to make a pass for the win on the apron. The drain gate. I'm going to end this whole man's career.
Yeah.
Why is that still
Bell?
there?
I don't know why that's still
Christopher
there.
Bell is 23rd right now.
Oh, okay,
That-
okay.
That caused that huge crash with
2013.
Keselowski in 2013 with
It
Greg
did.
Biffle.
That's dangerous.
It screws up people's splitters.
It's-
It's like if you're gonna have that there for people to go on, you need to fix it.
It's so unnecessary because that's obviously a part of the track that many drivers use, including Blaney and Keselowski in 2013. But for Blaney on the final lap to have his, all of his momentum ruined from that one drain, it's ridiculous. So Kentucky needs to fix it.
Here's playoff standings right
All right.
now. Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin have 4 wins. Brad Keselowski, Joe Logano 2. These guys all have 1. Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Martin Truex Jr., Alex Bowman, Cole Custer. That leaves 7 spots open right now. They're filled by Eric Almirola, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Matt Dibenedetto, Clint Bowyer, William Byron, Jimmy Johnson. Now I might have to do a little mental math here on this one, but I mean you're looking at how far ahead each of these guys are. I'm not even going to do mental math. I'm actually going to do it right here. So, I mean, you look at Eric Almirola right now. He's over Austin Dillon by 116 points, if I'm doing this right in my
He
head.
should be good to go.
Right.
Here, let me see it.
Oh,
real quick.
okay,
Thanks,
he's
man.
got him. Good, thank you.
So,
Justin.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, good studio audience.
Clint Bowyer is... Oh, these are weird.
It's NASCAR's a NASCAR app.
Yeah, it's the NASCAR app. And then after that, okay, so Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch is up by 104 right now. So I think he's pretty good to go. Then you got Kyle Busch. This is where I start being like, okay, Kyle Busch has not been consistent. He's had problems. And, you know, people remember even back to 2012, when Kyle Busch has problems and is not having a good season, it's like when it rains, it pours. I remember that season he got like 4 or 5 DNFs in a row, and it brought him from like 5th in points down to like, I think 13th or 14th. Yeah. So, I mean, he is not out of the woods yet, and especially if somebody like Austin Dillon, Tyler Reddick, Eric Jones, or even Bubba Wallace wins, or someone below them, you move that cut line more.
And we still have Daytona to go.
Yeah, Daytona is the season.
And we got that
finale.
Daytona road course, and that's
Yeah.
going to be, I think it's someone who could probably potentially win a road course.
Michael McDowell, I really truly feel he has a decent shot at that race too. And then the regular season finale in Daytona, anybody can win that.
So we got Matt Dibenedetto in 13th. He is right now up by 68 points. I think, honestly, because he's just consistent, I think he's safer than Kyle Busch right now.
Yeah, he'll be fine, I believe.
And he may actually have a race come up where he's got a decent shot to win. He's had some chances to win this year.
Now, these bottom 3 are the ones that I don't trust at all. I don't trust Clint Bowyer. Even though he's up 47, I don't trust him. I don't trust Clint Bowyer. I definitely don't trust William Byron.
No.
He's
Yeah,
only
he-
there because
he's
of
missed-
early season success.
That's it.
He was in the playoffs last year, wasn't he?
He might. I don't know. I can't remember anything he does because he's not that memorable.
Because Jimmy was the only one.
That's right, he was.
So-
but I mean, he's been inconsistent, man.
But he's only up by 30.
I
That's
mean,
2
like-
stages and finishing 10 spots
Like you
behind
just
someone.
said,
you finished dead last in a race. Like one engine problem that puts you out.
Yeah.
But like you just said, man, he's riding off of early season success. I mean, really since the pandemic, has restarted.
Wait,
Well,
why does it say Kyle Busch plus 89 there?
It's just because there's no playoff points. Kyle Busch and Matt Dibenedetto are the only people in the top 16 now that haven't scored a playoff point.
Wow.
Even Jimmy Johnson has. He's up by 24. I don't trust him. And then I'll just read off these other guys here below the line. I'll go all the way down to 30th. Austin Dillon, minus 24. Tyler Reddick, minus 41. Eric Jones, minus 42. Those are the only ones I think can point their way in if nobody else wins beneath them.
Yeah.
After this, these guys I think have to win. Bubba Wallace, minus 84. Chris Buescher, minus 91. Stenhouse, minus 92. Christopher Bell, 103. Michael McDowell, 114. John Hunter Nemechek, 120. Newman, 136. Ty Dillon, 159. Matt Kenseth, 178. Corey LaJoie, 190. And Ryan Preece, 223. Preece has been, I think, one of the biggest underachievers this year.
Don't count out Kenseth and don't count out Newman.
Yeah, because they
could
could
win.
one off.
You want to talk?
Newman could easily win a Daytona. He's ran so good at super speedways last few years.
I mean, you want to talk about underachievers, Jared. I mean, I'd say Chris Buescher is probably the biggest underachiever this year. I mean, so much hype, coming from a new team. But I mean, Roush Racing
has taken a step back.
Yeah.
Roush Racing, they are very inconsistent. You think they're moving forward,
the only
but then
thing
they
that
move
the
back.
17 had really figured out over the last couple seasons with Stenhouse was Bristol and the super speed.
Yeah, that's about it. That's about it. Yeah.
But I mean, it doesn't mean anything if you can't even stay up for the first stage.
Yeah. So hopefully he improves, but
I guess
right now,
we can look at ratings. The race got a 1.57 with 2.575 million, according to at least the report I saw today. But I don't know what is or isn't with these things, because the chart they had was really weird. But NASCAR seemed to win the sporting weekend for the most part. This one really surprised me. The Friday Xfinity race got less viewers, even with a better rating, than the Saturday truck race.
really,
The Saturday truck race got a 0.42 rating according to what I was looking at. Again, this also could be just the 18 to whatever, but got a worse rating by just like a tenth or a hundredth of a point.
Yeah.
But they had 900,000 viewers compared to the Xfinity race's 681.
wow. Why do you think that is?
Better racing, better time slot.
True. I mean, Xfinity racing wasn't that bad, though. I mean, it wasn't far off, I don't think.
No, and the thing is it's just the trucks, if there's anything a little wrong in Xfinity race, it immediately goes down a lot in my opinion. Whereas the truck races always are up there.
Yeah.
They're always there.
And also, I think it just has to do with it being on a Saturday. More people are going to be watching.
That is
stuff.
true. That is true. And then also, there was some other racing on too, and then immediately fans switched over to the truck
And I
racing.
see-
and the
And
racing
plus,
fans.
that race technically didn't last long, so they don't really have as much to go off of.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true. It was
No,
regulated.
no, I see. We have over 300 watching. Lick that like
Yeah,
button.
click the like button.
Lick
guys.
that like button. How many
Appreciate
likes
it.
we got right now?
147, I see.
Oh, okay.
147.
147. Let's get
nice.
over 200.
200,
Let's
guys.
get over
Click the
200.
like button for definitely.
Custer, that was my dark horse pick.
Mute. Echo.
I thought that was gonna be muted. I went over to see the
Yeah.
likes, and there we go.
Yeah, chat. Remind Jake that the lock does work. I'm sorry. I like to mess.
Yeah.
Hear ya.
I know you do. We hear you. Yeah. So, any other comments on the race, guys? Anything?
Anything from the live studio?
Yeah,
audience?
for the studio audience.
Do I have to talk
Hey.
about Kentucky a little bit?
You don't have
No.
Last
to.
two laps great. The rest of it, no. No.
Hot garbage.
Hot garbage.
$5 coming from Stephen Gibson. Appreciate that. How much of a disadvantage do you think the drivers making it free to open to the All-Star race will have tonight? I think for this one more particular, especially we're at Bristol, so there might be more beating and banging to even get your spot in there. That creates a little bit more of a disadvantage compared to like Charlotte, where it's more like just kind of just riding through.
All I'm gonna
Unless
say,
you're Ryan Blaney and
yeah.
Bubba or any of them.
All I'm gonna say is that the open drivers are going to get very, very desperate tonight. I'm really looking forward to that race tonight.
See, I think we got another $5 here. From Jimbo Burrito, appreciate the $5.
Jimbo.
Can't wait for the race and to see y'all tonight.
Oh,
Currently
nice.
staying at my hotel. I'll be in my American tank top. So hyped for this.
Yes.
Y'all-
And
Iceberg
also-
shirt, iceberg mask.
Yes, and
Keep a
also
lookout.
wear your mask, guys. We're gonna be wearing our mask all day,
Yep.
so please wear it.
Yeah, I am not just a computer. I do have an Alex Bowman t-shirt on. So.
No, that's an illusion.
Yeah,
it's
an
a
illusion.
computer. The
Simulation.
Matrix is glitching.
I started my career as a computer.
As a computer, not on a computer.
As a
That's
Motorola.
here, right?
He's wearing his Alex Bowman stuff, and then me and Jared have the brand T-shirts on. Shout
Well,
out to
it's
Noah.
just-
Brand.
well, it's just because I'm the only one who's actually been able
Shout
to
out
find a
to
driver
me.
I like.
Yeah, I can't.
You guys are like, I
I'm
don't
just-
like you.
I'm just a racing fan. That's all.
That's how I am at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the race for 30 minutes now. What story should we get into before we go to the lightning round?
Well, that list is all yours, bro. It's to
Well,
your command.
there's the good and the bad. I say we save the bad for the second half.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So let's see what we got right here. How about we talk about the SRX?
SRX. So, I mean, on our way in yesterday.
What does that stand for?
Some really extreme.
Something. Basically, it's IROC reborn and rebranded, basically. SRX, it's a whole, new deal that Ray Abraham and Hall of Famer Tony Stewart, well, actually, both Hall of Famers, actually. Both
Yes.
Hall of Famers, Ray Abraham and Tony Stewart, are creating.
No.
Superstar Racing Experience.
That's right.
Okay, so listen to who these guys follow right now.
Yeah, they follow
Greg-
them on Twitter.
Greg Biffle, Jimmy Johnson, Jeff Gordon. Scroll down a little bit. Catherine Legg, who unfortunately has been injured in a crash, so we will hope the best for her. Danica Patrick is followed. And one of the first people followed, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Tony Stewart, obviously, and Ray Abraham. And that's just the first couple. So if even half of those drivers are in that race, wow, it's going to be good ratings.
Danica surprises me.
Yeah.
Because from what I understand, her and SHR had a more of a nasty split that we're ever going to know.
Big fallout. Yeah.
Than what we saw, publicly.
Yeah.
So that one really surprised me. However, when I heard it was just a 6-race season on short tracks, I knew Dale Earnhardt Jr. would have to be in that.
And also, I think the most important
Oh,
thing,
imagine.
they have already established a TV deal with CBS Sports. And I know some might be surprised by that, but if you keep up with CBS Sports Network like I have over the past couple of years, they have, the Australian series on there, some of the Lucas Oil Dirt Racing, and then sometimes the World of Outlaws show up
Now-
on there too. So they really want to get into motorsports.
Now, it's also involved, I think it says that a talent agency called the Montag Group, I think is how it's pronounced. And I'm looking at some of the people that I follow here. Where's that? Because I know they're following Gary Vee. Gary Vee is huge when it comes to business, when it comes to social media, TikTok, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Really good with the young generation. Of course, they got Kyle Busch they follow also. Mike Joy. Let's see, Matt Yoakum that's on here. Kyle Petty. All these different big people in the racing industry and in NASCAR they follow here. As long as there's other people. They follow ESPN, Max Kellerman, all these major people in sports. I mean, there's some big names putting this thing there. And then I have written down here, they're looking for $6 to $9 million, not 69. Nice. $6 to $9 million sponsorship deal for the title sponsor, which in the grand scheme of things isn't actually that big.
That's not bad.
That's like sponsoring like a Hendrick car for 9 races.
You're sponsoring a whole series though, and it's only 6 races too. And I gotta ask, what are the 6 short tracks that you guys prefer them to race on in the series?
Well, I know Eldora is confirmed.
Yes, Eldora.
Okay, so we gotta take that off.
Yeah, Eldora. I'll get mine out of the way. So Eldora for me, 5 Flags Speedway. I think definitely Martinsville should be in the running as well. Another one, Bowman Gray Stadium for sure.
See, I'm agreeing with these.
Yeah,
ones
Bowman
so
Gray.
far.
And then I had him on Twitter.
What about Kern?
Kern, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, do
Yeah.
Kern.
You know what? Kern
Dodgy
County
Kern on that
Raceway,
one.
and then what was the 6th one? I forget. I tweeted it out yesterday though.
Well,
but-
if you want to get an audience that you don't really have, you can do the short track configuration of Pikes Peak.
Yeah, Pikes Peak, something like that. But I get the feeling that they want to go in more of a, local racing
They're
type
boring.
feel. Yeah. I mean, well,
Hell,
yeah,
you know
boring,
what?
why
No,
not?
leave one for a really small, normal short track. I would love to see Rockford Speedway. Their racing is great, and they're just one of the most storied short tracks in America. I mean, guys like Rusty Wallace, Dale Earnhardt, Darrell Waltrip raced there. They cut their teeth there. Matt Kenseth, I think even at one point Dale Jr. raced there. You look at Dick Trickle dominated there.
Everywhere.
Slinger.
Slinger. That's
Slinger
a lot
too.
of people were talking
Slinger
about that.
has to be there.
Yeah.
But I mean, what was the one that you were at the other day, the dirt track with the banking and stuff?
Yeah, what is that called again?
Oh, that's
Tassel.
That's Tassel
Oh,
Speedway.
Nashville
not-
Fairgrounds.
Nashville
Yeah,
Fairgrounds.
Nashville
I mean,
Fairgrounds.
there's
That's
so
the
many
one.
options to this that you can grow from it. And the thing is with short tracks, especially if you're not going to do like the big corporate tracks like the ISC, Speedway Motorsports, not all those ones, you don't have to sink a bunch of money into this thing.
Yeah.
You don't have to you don't have to break the bank to race it. And if you have a lot of success and sign a really good TV deal, it only makes it grow even more. I mean, someone like Tony Stewart, someone like Dale Jr., all these people that are involved that are really good with business and have been really good with different levels of business. I think that would be absolutely perfect. Have these minds all come together and make something and show NASCAR like you don't have to spend billions of dollars on a bunch of BS you don't need.
That's another most important thing: credibility. They have instant credibility in the motorsports community because of who's running these efforts. Tony Stewart and Ray Evernham, 2 legends, 2 Hall of Famers. I mean, this is really cool.
These are a lot of
I
great
still don't
minds.
know. Did you guys give your 6 of what you want to see?
That's basically. I mean,
Yeah,
I was
basically, I agree with Joel.
Well, here.
Yeah.
Let me get mine then, 'cause
All right.
I didn't talk
Go
yet.
ahead.
So we got Eldora for sure, and I'm going to talk about where I'd put these things. Eldora, I'm going to put that on a Wednesday night in the middle of June.
Yeah.
I'm going to say we're going to have a June dirt track night. Starting off the season though, I'm going to say start up at Nashville Fairgrounds.
Of course, little bias, right?
Let's
Little bias.
start off there.
Goodbye.
But I'm going to say Concord Speedway.
All Concord. I've heard amazing
I
things
wanna
about
do
them.
Concord Speedway.
I've heard amazing things.
I want to do Bowman Gray.
Yes, Bowman Gray has to be on there. It really does.
Let's go to Slinger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
And then we gotta have a big way to end this thing. Right over here.
Bristol.
Speedway.
Yeah,
the
so
biggest place
I'm
possible.
looking.
Yeah.
I'm looking right here. So let's be real quick. Anything under a mile is a short track.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
True.
So Iowa does count. I saw people put Iowa in there.
Yeah.
Some people in Richmond. Some put Milwaukee, but that's a mile. South Boston's in here. Nashville, Memphis. Let's see what else we got. Eldora, Bristol, Martinsville, Bowman Gray, Milwaukee, Nashville. Let's see what else we need in here. Slinger, obviously. Where else we got? People are saying Gateway. That's 1.25 miles. Not a short track.
No, it's not a short track.
Let's see what else we got. I'm just scrolling through the chat right now. Kern or Irwindale?
Yeah, Irwindale.
Irwindale's a good
Irwindale
one.
is really amazing. I was down there last year with Joseph and Ryan Vargas. They have
Crisp
an amazing atmosphere.
Motorsports Park. Is
Well,
in here.
say it again.
Crisp Motorsports Park.
What is that?
Salem.
I'm not really
They said it's in Georgia.
Okay.
Evergreen Speedway. Let's see. IRP. There's a lot of people saying IRP.
Yeah. I said IRP in my tweet. Yeah. that's
Air
what
Base
it's
Speedway.
at. Airbase. I don't know about
I'll
that.
tell you what. You know what? You want to show you want people in either iRacing or heat or anything to show their appreciation for the NASCAR fan base, put Airbase Speedway in there.
Airbase, yeah.
Here's Doritos and Mountain Dew left a lot of them. Eldora, Slinger, Nashville, Fairgrounds, Knoxville, Kern County, is it Oswego, I think is how you say it? Because that's right in his backyard.
Well, that's the track.
This is Chris Motorsports.
That's
That-
okay. That's
nice.
a good setup.
That's
That's a good
nice.
setup.
That'd be a
I like
fun
the
track.
shape. I
There's
like
a lot
the
of
shape
room
of
for
that.
haulers in here.
Yeah.
Stands are
Decent size
Stafford.
stands.
Stafford. Someone said Myrtle Beach. Unfortunately, Myrtle Beach has been sold and it's going to be
Yeah.
demolished.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah. Tough, sad ending.
Yeah.
Somebody said North Wilkesboro. No. I mean,
clean up the rock.
Yeah. I mean, you never know. So
You know,
we'll see.
I mean, you don't even have to have, like, we've proven through this pandemic, you don't have to have fans there.
You know,
You should, and I think they're gonna, because that's the smart thing to do.
TV deals is what really matters.
But you clean up the track.
yeah,
You could do Wilkesboro. If you
Someone
clean up the
brings a
track.
good idea. Just go to one. If we're going to go to like a big place like Charlotte or Atlanta, just do it on the Legends track.
You know, here's a
decent idea.
here's a long shot. The short track at Daytona on the backstretch.
Oh,
That's
what
so
is that
beach.
called? What is that called? Yeah, Battle
Yeah.
of the Beach. Bring that back
Yeah.
possibly. Maybe have that be your season opener.
Something
I
about
mean,
Langley.
Yeah, Langley too. You know,
There's just so many.
there's so
options.
many options. And like my
Yeah.
brain is just getting it.
It's
It's
gonna
just
be
being
good.
fried right now
Like,
because there's just so many.
I get why they're only doing like 6 races to start. Just
Yeah.
it's hard to just like suddenly start. Just like we saw the failure of the XFL. They tried to go with just 8 teams.
Yeah.
So same thing with this. You want to go bare minimum.
Well, I mean, back in the day, the old IROC only had 4 races. Am I right? Only
yeah,
4.
it wasn't many.
Yeah, it wasn't many, and they were so spread out too. So I mean, you can do a 6-race season within a 9-month span, I believe. You know, I mean, maybe that might be a little bit too spread out, but I mean, that would be a
Look at
decent
the look
start.
at the
racing
weekend.
month.
Look at the weekends
Yeah.
that NASCAR has off. I mean, well, I know you can't do it like Easter weekend, but they have just a random weekend or two in the summer that's always off. Do one on that weekend.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Get that racing fix.
I would say I like my idea of them ending their season at Bristol because you could coincide that in September with NASCAR.
I mean, it just sounds like. I mean, I'm just so happy that CBS has hopped on board because it sounds like it'll be on the main CBS network to start off the season, and then maybe a few more races on the CBS.
So, yeah,
network.
Like,
let's
would
see,
you say they probably
4.
have like a race a month, probably?
I mean, to be honest, if I were them, I would kind of go, IROC's old route, have them spread out, maybe
Then
like
4.
a race every month or two. You know what I mean?
IREC had 4, and I'm looking like at 2004 Daytona, Texas, Richmond, Atlanta. Let's see, 2003 Daytona, Talladega, Chicagoland. Or
Do you have the
Chicago.
dates though of like when they took place?
Daytona took place right before the 500.
Yeah.
Talladega took place right before the Cup race in April. Chicagoland took place before the Cup race in July, and Indy took place before
See,
the Cup
go
race
that route. Just have them spread out.
in
I mean,
August.
you're gonna have 6 races.
But you don't have to. I don't want to latch to the side of NASCAR. That's what killed IROC.
No. Have this be your own thing. That's why they're going, the old, the local short track route. Maybe have one, NASCAR track on the schedule, Martinsville or Bristol, but that's about it for me.
Yeah, like I said, I think do it this way. Make it end at Bristol because you can start it in
Right.
May. May we do 1 race, 2, 3 in June.
Here's the thing, someone's
4,
talking
5,
about.
6.
This is not going to work if they have it on CBS Sports Network.
Well,
Nobody has that. I
Yeah,
mean,
not many.
Okay,
not
okay.
many.
Think
Especially
about
if
this.
you're trying to promote it to casual fans, like, hey, we have this new thing.
ESPN and Fox Sports 1 are on 90 million households in America, and you see the dip between ABC and Fox to those. CBS Sports Network is on only 45 million. It's on half.
I mean, here's
You're
the
cutting
thing,
your
though.
audience in half
Yeah,
already.
I understand that.
Nor do I
understand
think they really have much of a way to stream it either.
Well, and it's not. I'm sorry, that channel is not a good channel.
that. No, it's not. It's not
You
really.
look
It's not
look
up
at
there.
the production on that channel. It is not the same.
Really,
as CBS.
I mean, I've watched it for years. Their only real flagship shows are, I'd say, Jim Rome, but like
He's still around?
Yes. Yeah,
There you go. I don't know.
Just found out exactly. But like I
You
said,
still have the goatee?
Yeah,
Of course he does.
But
He's
like
stuck
I
in
said,
2003.
but like I said earlier, guys, I mean, they really want to get into motorsports. They've shown that over the past decade. They really want to get back into it. But I mean, they're paying money, so it's really up to
I
them.
don't think they'd have to go to CBS Sports Network because I'm thinking about
Just
if
Clancy.
they do it from May to September.
You can spread it out on
Just
CBS.
Clancy said all 6 races are on CBS.
Oh, okay. See, there you go. That's perfect.
Because,
That's perfect.
think about
Yeah.
this. What major sports does CBS really show? They have football.
Yeah.
They have college football and pro football.
They have
there
golf
and those
still,
times.
right?
Golf, yeah, they
do,
still have golf.
They do
yeah.
golf.
And that's spread out too.
That's spread out, and they don't do baseball, do they?
March Madness.
They still do college basketball.
They
yes.
do college basketball.
Yeah, college basketball.
That's really it, though. And they have a lull in the summer where they really don't.
That's
have
perfect.
anything,
Just
so.
fill this in, and have them on weekdays. I really think weekday races for this series would really sell. on
Yeah,
their
just
networks.
because I think it's going to hurt them if they're trying to compete with.
And then
guys
also,
NASCAR.
like I said, I keep coming back to credibility. You have, these old names like Junior coming back in this thing, or like a Stewart racing in, and
And
I really want to see Mark Martin race.
And
though.
they're
I
going to
really
want to
see
get
that.
some guys who are currently racing in NASCAR. Like they're going to want to get maybe a Kyle Busch or something like that. To
We
race.
also need to get some people from. I think you get people from every series.
IndyCar, F1.
I wanna
I'd
see-
say
I wanna see
even
Colton.
Australian
I wanna
Super
see
8
Colton.
cars.
I want to see Colton in this thing.
Yeah,
That'd be so
Colton
cool.
Herta. I mean, he's talked about he wants to race trucks. I mean, why not? Just have him
let
right
him
in
in.
it.
Get like Scott Bloomquist, get him in there.
Well, and the thing is, I don't know if they're doing a point system or a champion of it. Just do them as a bunch of exhibition.
You know what?
races.
Honestly, I don't
Screw
care.
it.
I really don't care. I just want to see good racing. That's all I want to
Yes,
see.
just do exhibition races, and I don't know. You can have like little incentives added in by CBS.
But
if you
I
want.
do feel though, since it's only 6 races, if you do a point system, have it be consistent points. That's just me personally.
Well, yeah, there's no way.
Yeah.
I don't think they do something like a tournament.
Yeah.
bracket or
for
anything.
6 races.
Yeah, just do a consistent
just,
point standings. If you want to be truly, the new version of
It
IROC, I do
somewhat
that.
it somewhat mirrors a bit what NASCAR started out with.
Yeah, start off
6
with
races
yeah.
to start out.
Yeah,
I mean,
in their first year ever. That's right.
first year
That's
ever.
right. So you never know. This
who
thing might
knows?
grow
Like-
bigger and bigger.
I want to see it succeed, but I don't want it to be like something like when wrestling had the Monday Night Wars and we got two
Yeah.
companies competing against each other. I don't
needs-
want that.
Yeah, I mean, and also Tony Stewart has made it very clear to Adam Stern on Twitter yesterday that it is not meant to compete with NASCAR. It's going to be just another
But
addition to
that's
motorsports.
the last thing they want because I don't think NASCAR
wouldn't-
would
yeah,
like Stewart
no.
House racing anymore.
No, I am curious how NASCAR is going to respond to this,
Yeah.
because Tony Stewart has been one of the most vocal people.
Well,
Dan
I think-
Patrick not involved with NASCAR anymore. Even though Junior's broadcasting, he's been very vocal against NASCAR as well. These are relatively rebellious people within the motorsports against NASCAR.
I mean, here's
all
the thing.
coming together.
I don't think I'd worry too much. They already have a huge foothold in NASCAR still to this day. It's not like, you have, outsiders, hey, let's make our very own thing. Stewart is still involved in NASCAR. Junior is heavily still involved in racing. Like, I don't think it's going to be a major problem. I think, they understand, like, hey, this is going to be our very own thing. We'll see what happens.
I bet you money, though, the tire provider will not be good here.
No. Honestly, it'll probably be Firestone, just knowing Tony Stewart's history with Goodyear. Firestone. Or maybe General Tire, perhaps,
or
too.
Hoosier even.
Hoosier.
Hoosier,
Actually,
come
you know what?
Hoosier.
Hoosier,
Tony
my bad.
Stewart.
Hoosier,
Come
yeah.
on.
It'll be Hoosier, probably.
Now, you guys can't see it, but on the computer I have it, what the IROC cars used to look like. It's unknown what these cars are really going to look like. We don't know if it's going to look like a late model. It's
Hey,
going to look
look.
like the old IROC
Quarter
cars.
numbers.
And I was going to say, Jarrett, what do you think? What do you
I didn't
think?
like him then. I don't like him now.
Hey, I love the IROC cars growing
Would you
up,
rather
man.
have this or would you rather have that?
No, I'd rather have this first option.
If you're gonna screw up with the numbers, you might as well just have the names is what sold the series. The numbers don't matter in IROC.
Yeah, I can't remember what
The names
Mark
don't matter.
Martin's
Yeah,
number
the
was
names-
back
the
then.
crazy
numbers
thing.
don't matter.
We're looking at the old pictures here, and like back then, like the
Yeah.
number was so small.
That
and just
was
up for
perfect.
just up there.
I thought that was
You
perfect
have
right
the
there.
name on the side.
Yeah, that was perfect.
Because that's the thing about this series, and about and about IROC is the cars, the numbers, the tracks. They don't matter in this.
The stars.
It's the stars
The
that
names.
matter. The show that matters. The names. Put the names on the side. You don't need a bunch of sponsors. You don't need I'm assuming they're not going to be doing this where it's like you need sponsors all
They
the
used to have
time.
just IROC on the side. I
So
guess
yeah,
back
do
in
what
the day.
IROC does, like that one right there. Have the main sponsor on the side next to the name,
And on the
That's-
hood.
and on the
Yeah.
hood, and just in
And
little
then they have
decals
a little
throughout.
right there.
Yeah,
You don't
exactly.
don't
These
make
are all
this look like
clean.
NASCAR.
These are all clean cars. It was all just about everything was the same, just a different color, different number.
And
Yeah.
if aero dependency comes up at all, it needs to be snuffed out immediately.
Yeah, I mean, it's
No
a
BS.
short track series. Like, you can't really have that happen.
We had aero dependency at Martinsville.
We
last
can't,
year.
yeah, exactly. We can't have that BS happen in
with
this
that
series.
being said, just like IROC was, it's important to get one manufacturer.
Just one.
Just one manufacturer.
All you need is one.
But
and then
who will that be? You would think it's going to be Ford, but I have a feeling it probably won't be Ford.
Personally, I don't know. It might be an outsider, perhaps, that might want to get into motorsports.
This could be Dodge's chance to get back.
Yeah, I would love to see Dodge. I mean, we've heard rumors about Honda coming in, maybe
What's
perhaps
Honda, maybe?
Nissan too. I mean, this would be a perfect
Well, I've
opportunity
heard-
for someone to, make a name for themselves in motorsports if they want to get in.
I've heard rumors from just around people working around NASCAR about Audi.
Yeah, Audi too, dude. Audi. Oh my gosh, I love the way the Audi cars look, man. I mean, just have that happen.
That could be part of it too.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the great thing about it is there's
So many options.
We don't know yet, so we're able to get excited for this kind of thing. I don't think Buick. NASCAR,
No, Buick,
I don't think
I
so.
doubt it.
I don't think Tesla's.
No, I doubt
No.
Tesla either.
That would be a badass.
I think
pairing.
I think racing is the last thing Elon Musk is going to care about. To be honest.
Only
Yeah.
spray painted.
He's trying to get to Mars. Why the hell would he care about
Yeah, no.
racing?
Racing. That's nothing to him, I guess.
But yeah,
I mean, we'll see what happens with it. I'm really excited, though. I think it has a lot of potential with the backing of Stuart Everham and especially CBS Sports, really just bringing the series instant credibility rather than some outsider trying to come in, already instant credibility from the jump without even running a race yet.
And right now, really quick, we have 322 watching. Lick that like
Lick
button.
the
We're
like
at
button.
209 likes. Let's see if we get to 250.
Yeah,
on this
250 and
page.
then 300. Lick the like button.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And we got some super chats right here.
Go ahead.
So let's go through here. $4.99 coming from Steve Castaneda. What's going on, dude? The fact that Kyle Busch is running 4 races in 5 days is insane. But 3 races in Texas heat. Hope he doesn't collapse.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
there's anyone who's gonna do it, it's Kyle Busch. He's when it comes to just all around loving to race, I think he's like the modern Stewart.
Oh, really quick. Speaking of Kyle Busch, what are your thoughts, Jake? Jake, on Kyle Busch is struggling this year. What do you think?
hate it.
Yeah, he hates it. Yeah, just super bad, right?
Give me a water really quick.
Mr.
Yeah, can I get a water, please? My mouth is dry. Yeah, my mouth is dry.
When we're in person, we talk more.
Yeah, a lot more.
Assistance water.
Yeah, assistance water, please. Get 3.
Water boy, water boy.
Water boy. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Let's get Waterboy in the chat.
And also,
Yeah,
if you're at
water
the
boy in
track,
the chat.
drink lots of water. Stay hydrated.
All right,
No
Mr.
sodas,
Awesome
beers,
04
none
gives
of that.
$1.99. What about the Las Vegas Bull Ring right by the Speedway, Darian?
Well, let me just be honest with y'all. The Speedway in recent years has really, I wouldn't say tried to distance itself, but they're looking for outside sources of revenue. So the big parking lot that they used to have is now rented to this storage company, and I believe their annual income is around $300,000 to $400,000 per year, guaranteed in their pockets. So, I mean, this would be a perfect opportunity for LVMS to try and get some national recognition for the bull ring once again. So hopefully, I hope they run there because it's an amazing speedway.
This is some fine quality
It's
we got right here.
fine water right there, but
That's some
hopefully
fine
one
water.
can dream.
All
So
right,
if the
so-
bull ring's added, that'd be awesome.
Come more here. Blaine Rouse, appreciate the $4.99. What do y'all think of a Nashville doubleheader with Saturday night at Fairgrounds and Sunday at the Super Speedway? I think we talked about this before. That would be
We have.
interesting one
We-
day. But you gotta get the Fairgrounds in better condition.
I mean, here's
Yeah.
the thing, though. Nashville Speedway back in the fold of things. I doubt that they want any other NASCAR sanctioned races at their at
It's like a
any
movie
other
theater
tracks. So, I doubt it. But it's a good dream to think of. So, you never know.
It's like a
though.
movie theater back there.
Yeah, it's a movie theater, straight up like bro, just freaking
Bro, I'm
but-
hungry.
Yeah, we'll
I'll
see
tell you
what happens though.
Off track story, just because we can do this the old school podcast way.
Mm-hmm.
We were in a theater once. It was like
Uh.
me and my parents and my brother were sitting there. My dad goes, "Oh my God, look at that woman over there!" I'm like, what? She's got a huge ass tub of popcorn, and she's eating out of it like a horse. And my dad just goes,
Yeah. Are you sure she was eating popcorn?
"Yeah, definitely popcorn."
Okay, hopefully.
There,
I'm
was,
just
there,
saying.
there wasn't a hole in the bottom.
I'm not gonna go any further into that, but
There wasn't
I'm
a hole
just
in the bottom
saying,
of
gotta
the
make
popcorn.
sure.
Guys, we have kids watching.
Yeah, we do.
Kids,
Like button.
ask your parents.
Yeah, ask your parents. Oh no, don't
ask your parents.
No, I just thought
We
about
have Brendan here, okay?
Oh yeah, Brendan's been drinking apple juice all weekend.
Meanwhile, Darian and I
Oh,
had a
okay.
shot of moonshine before this.
Yeah.
All right. Jarrett, you want to read that one?
Oh.
Bake the Snake says, made Jason Jacoby suffer horribly while in jail.
Should we talk about that for a brief
We'll
moment?
talk about it after the lightning round.
Yeah. We'll talk about that a little bit more later on.
All right. I think that's it for Super Chat. So let's go, Jarrett.
Well, we got 10 minutes left before the midway point, and I'm looking at the stories here, and really, we don't have a lot of stories for the most part. But we can talk about a little bit about tonight. And thanks Thanks, Blue Jimmy 48 fan.
Quick reminder that viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, thank you, Blue Jimmy.
Thank you, Blue
Thanks
Jimmy.
for the $2.
So I'm looking at the stories here. We can talk a little bit about the Daytona Road Course, actually.
Ooh,
So it's going to be added in.
Cars go left and right.
750 horsepower.
unrestricted.
It's the first unrestricted race at Daytona since what, 1996?
1987. If
Now-
I want to go be exact.
Okay,
87.
I know that they're not going to be pack racing on these turns.
No.
But and then I know they are going
Fast.
to they are going to have to be coming out of these turns. But what kind of speed do you think they're going to be?
Let
hitting?
me. I'll take a wild guess. From turn 3 all the way to the first turn of the road course, I would estimate around maybe 200, 210, maybe even more. I mean, I don't know. It's been a minute.
Do you think they're going to have to do what they did for the Charlotte Roval and do some kind of like
You need a runoff.
bus stop?
You need a runoff
need
area.
runoff.
You need a runoff area if you're going that fast because brake failures happen, and a brake failure at over 200 miles per hour at this place.
I think that the most speed they should be getting coming through those turns is 180 just to get themselves ready.
That
for
is
what's
true.
coming
Yeah.
up.
I mean, NASCAR really needs to put in a runoff
Well, I mean,
area
think
though.
when I think it was Rusty Wallace qualified or tested in 2014 or something, that got up to they could get him up to 240.
I remember a test.
Okay, just think of this. Go play a NASCAR video game. Go to Daytona. Get going full speed, like you would be coming through the turn.
Right.
Or better, just go to the back straightaway where you know that chicane would be. Just start yourself there, see how much speed you'll get, and then try to hit the brakes as hard as you can.
They showed on iRacing.
I was just about to
I
say.
saw that on
I really
iRacing. Like
believe
that.
that iRacing will be, the telltale test at first before they can actually go to the track. Really for
And here's the
NASCAR
thing.
and these
Thing.
teams.
If they don't have they better have some kind of practice.
They
need
do.
practice.
They do.
Because I think it was Bob Pockers reported that they're gonna limit drivers to one series that weekend.
Yeah.
It's one thing.
Which
I mean,
I don't think that's a good idea.
I think it's a bad idea.
Look, it's one thing to not have practice at Richmond or Kentucky because NASCAR's been going there for years, but to not have practice at a
Michael
track.
Jensen on here.
Appreciate the $5 again, Michael.
Thank you.
He says the IMSA prototypes hit 210 before braking for turn 1. I can see the NASCAR cars hitting the same.
Even more, yeah,
Yeah.
really could do. But you definitely need to have some sort of practice here, even if it's a small little 10, 15-minute session.
And here's the box you put yourself in too with NASCAR, is that if they restrict them to the package they have now, the racing's gonna be bad.
Yeah,
The racing will be bad.
Please.
And
Don't do it.
you got to have good racing, especially for the first one, or fans immediately are going to get turned off. Look at
Yeah.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
First race, everyone doesn't like it, and it's struggled.
It
to even
hasn't
get-
recovered since.
Yeah, it hasn't recovered. So you have bad racing if you have the package we have now. You look at the road courses last year. Those races sucked. They were
I
bad.
think Eric Marchesini brings up a good point here. He said Xfinity practice at Indianapolis road course. I could see them
That
doing
was one
practice there.
series.
That was
not
one
four.
though.
But if they do it like the day of and just give them one 30-minute practice session, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. And if you don't, but that's the thing, if you don't practice though, then you got a bunch of people going in turn one, more than likely never run this before.
Dude, it's gonna be chaos.
Who knew when Kyle Busch ran the 24 hours that this would actually be in his favor?
Yeah, talking about a few drivers.
that could be the one that saves them this season.
It could.
I
It
mean,
could.
talking about a few drivers that had the advantage. Obviously, Kyle Busch, really Michael McDowell because he's such an amazing road course racer. And then who's another road course guy that I'm missing?
If we could just get the fine
Dibenedetto.
folks at
Dibenedetto.
If we could just get the fine folks at the money team to show up with somebody like AJ Allmendinger.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've talked to some people who've said that they plan on getting the second half of the year.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, it's not completely dead, but they were hyping it up we're
To
gonna
be
run the
fair,
full
they were
season.
planning on being in the season until COVID hit.
Yeah.
I'm really wondering if they're just trying to make sure they got the best equipment for whatever.
I mean, dude, I
Maybe.
like that. Don't be like freaking Biker Racing. Have a full-fledged announcement and then you never hear from them again.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
they are doing something because they put out something. When NASCAR put their stance on what's happening in the world, they said something. So I know
Yeah.
that they're still.
And I'm happy to have Floyd Money Mayweather in the sport. I never would have anticipated that. That
But
would be funny. That'd be great.
The most common name I've heard, and granted it's all rumors at this point, but the biggest name I've heard is that AJ might be a guy to
That's what
drive
I've been
for them.
hearing, too.
And,
Yeah.
and if that's the case, definitely put him on the Daytona Road
I
Course.
feel like that Daytona Road Course would be the first race for them with him in the car.
Wouldn't
Imagine if
that-
they won.
Dude. I mean,
they wouldn't be in the playoffs. Though.
No, they wouldn't be in the playoffs, but a win.
But
A win, though.
imagine if their first race is a win. That when's the last time a team has just come out and be like, yeah, we're gonna start up and we're just gonna kick your ass?
Really?
right
I
away?
mean, if we're gonna go into motorsports, there was this one team in Formula One back in like 2009. I forget the name, but it had Jetson Button and some other guy, and they
Ron GP.
who?
Ron GP.
Ron GP. Yeah. They were like immediately out the gate, like joined F1, just started winning, and
But
then
you're
they
thinking-
suddenly vanished, right?
But you're thinking motorsports
They
overall.
changed it to Mercedes.
But
So
you're
they
thinking-
became Mercedes.
But you're
That's
thinking motorsports overall, and it's been since 2009.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, they're all saying Braun GP.
So basically in NASCAR, no, never. That's unheard of, really. I mean, maybe you go back to NASCAR's first year when everything was starting up, maybe, but like, I mean, that was their inaugural season.
Really, the
but
closest thing I can think
I don't
of
know.
a team just finding really quick success is probably Colleague Racing, because they've done really good. And they haven't even been around for many years.
To an extent, yeah, I'd say that. I'd say so.
But that's still like over a course of like 5-6 years. you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Okay, everyone's saying, yeah, Braun, yeah, dude. Now they're Mercedes, and look at Mercedes, man. They're just, they're killing
Ricky
it.
Bobby's Me team won their first race at Talladega.
Bobby.
What are you
Dude,
talking about?
2006.
Yeah, 2006, actually.
Yeah,
In the
Ricky
movie.
Bobby Racing won.
Yeah, that is
And
true.
then they won the championship by fielding the rest of the races for Cal Naughton.
They did. Yeah. What a story.
Yeah. And
Oh yeah, Clay Andrews Racing with David Gilliland. That's right.
2006.
They started off. That's
Yeah.
right. I think in their fourth race together, I believe, immediately just pulls off one of the biggest
but has
upsets. That's a memory.
anyone since the start of NASCAR ever done it in their first race?
No, first race, no, not that I can think of.
Yeah, since like the maybe early 20 years of NASCAR.
I see someone put Stuart Haas. I mean, yeah, in their first year they won, but that was a different. I mean, that's
But they were
basically a
Haas.
Hendrick.
They were Haas. They were Haas CNC for like the decade.
They were in the sport, and plus that's basically
I
a
don't
Hendrick
count that
car.
as a new team.
Yeah, that's not really a new. I mean, it's technically a new owner in Tony Stewart, but I mean, nah, that was technically a.
But it proves what Tony Stewart can do with motorsports right away.
What do we have going on with
What are
Randy
y'all
Joseph?
doing?
Yeah, you know the chat can hear you guys like sniffling back and forth.
No, I know, but like they're putting stuff in the chat.
Like they're wanting to see a fight between these two.
Oh my gosh, no.
Okay, real quick, we'll say.
We'll talk about Jacoby in the second half.
Yeah,
Appreciate the $5 from Elite Precision. I heard Andy Lally and Jordan Taylor was trying to find a ride for the Daytona Road Course. Doesn't matter to
Yeah,
say.
Lally was really
Jordan,
pushing hard.
Andy Lally. I mean, he almost won the 2011 or I want to say 2012 Rookie of the Year. You know, that season, and then couldn't get the final races funded. Ended up losing that. But Jordan Taylor is like one of the most underrated drivers in all of motorsports, man. Having him in a stock car on a road course, oh, that'll be great.
Red
Byron won his first race.
Yeah, that's what I was
But-
just
but
talking
didn't he win
about.
the
I mean,
first race?
Yeah.
you want to get all technical for it, then yeah.
Steve Casson had a fantasy idea. What if, schedule permitting, Colton Herta runs a truck race at Daytona Road Course?
I mean, he was interested in running Eldora next year.
I'm sitting there like, you know, that one meme of the dude in front of the clipboard, like,
The dude, yeah, look, if they can make it happen to where he's in a truck, I would say he would be contending for a win out the gate.
yeah.
Can we get Junior Motorsports to field an Xfinity car with the 88 for him?
You know, I mean, he already has the funding. Colton Herta already has the funding. I mean, what's his sponsor? I can't remember, but
I'll
it's
look up real
something.
quick
But
on,
I mean,
on Racing Reference.
they've been pretty loyal to him since he's entered IndyCar, and you know, I mean, some of these IndyCar teams, they're pretty lenient. I mean, dude, the kid is just super good. Yeah, that's the sponsor right there, basically.
Guess?
Guess.
Hold on. I'll go on and look at his 2020 season
Yeah.
so far.
Colton Herta is kind of a meme too, to be honest. Kind of has that memeable face. He's funny though. He's a good kid.
Yeah, I don't know. It's some kind of biogas.
Yeah, it's a biogas. But then also, like, this year he's been kind of switching up the paint schemes too. And what's funny is his IndyCar team is Andretti Steinbrenner. So the Steinbrenner family, who owns the Yankees, are also, you know, owners of his team.
These 4 races so far, he's had Capstone Turbine and Gleaners. It's Capstone Turbine is the big one.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if they're wanting to come over.
The funding is there. I mean, they're already funding his IndyCar efforts. Look how that's going right now. A success. So just do a NASCAR race, man. Come over. Do your thing, man.
Then it'll fit that he was on ours.
Yeah, it'll fit, right? It'll fit. They were on the NASCAR.
We were predicting the
podcast.
future, by the way. We know everything. We just can't tell.
Right? No, we're not that like that, but
$1.99 from Kailito. Appreciate it. Chance of ever getting Kyle Busch on podcast. We'd love to have him on.
I don't know, Jake. Get him on the podcast for us, bro.
Can you call him?
I could.
Yeah, help him out.
I mean, he's just down the street. Go find him.
I don't know, guys. I don't know. We can work on that.
Yeah, we can work on that. We can seriously work on that. We'll let y'all
Let me
know.
go get him real quick.
Yeah, he's out the door. But we'll work on that, bro. He seriously walked out the door.
Hey, show him that the locks work. Show him the locks work.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, someone locked. Yeah, someone locked.
Show him that the locks work.
Yeah, show him the locks work.
Oh,
Lock it. We got him.
Yeah, it's funny.
I hate the camera can't see
All right,
him.
let him back in. Someone let him back in, please. We can't let
He
him.
walks away all the
Oh,
time.
he's walking
He's
away.
gonna go over the
He's going out the side entrance.
No, yeah, open it now.
All right,
Don't tell him. Just open
Just
it.
open it. Just open it.
He's gonna come up there yelling,
Yeah, probably. Be like, screw you guys.
This is the kind of stuff that we do.
It's a live studio audience for a reason. So.
we are live, folks.
This is how this. Here's the thing. We're not like acting it up either. This is how we just act in general.
Yeah, pretty much like the phones.
Yeah, the buffoons we are. Anyway, we're halfway.
Wow, that was quick. Damn, I feel like we just
Um,
started.
Darian, is there a storm coming?
A storm coming. What do you mean a storm? What do you mean?
I mean, what happens in a storm?
A storm. When it rains, it pours. I know that.
But what else happens?
I don't know.
Before you get the thunder, you get...
Get lightning round. And once again, the lightning round on the NASCAR Weekly Podcast. Jared, what do we have on tap?
Okay, so we'll just get the sad thing out of the way right away. Alright, yeah, good.
All right.
Kyle Busch is busy.
Yeah, he's busy, guys. All right, let's go.
So sad thing out of the way first. Myrtle Beach Speedway has been sold.
Boo!
It will be made into a housing development. So no, the SRX will not be going
Jeff
there.
Green won the final Busch race there in 2000, so legend forever.
Bubba Wallace is sponsored by Cash App
That-
for 5 races, according to Bob Pockris.
Happy scheme.
That scheme glows in the freaking dark.
Yeah, it looked like
They-
2009 Truex's.
His TomTom scheme.
Yeah, and that wasn't even that bright though. Like
No.
compared to the Cash App.
I want to see it on the night race because that baby is going to glow in the dark.
Yeah.
Drivers are expected to be limited to 1 series for the Daytona Roval weekend. This comes from Bob Pockris as well.
I don't like it.
Fans are going to be allowed at Daytona for the oval race and the road course race, but that's subject to change, seeing how Florida is having an outbreak that's
Florida
spreading pretty
is
quick.
COVID capital of America right now, so
I
we'll see.
love that we don't have to get demonetized for saying COVID anymore.
We don't. COVID. No.
You say it 3 times and show up at your back door.
PTM score up your thanks for $1.99. Hi from Lebanon, Tennessee. It's not far from
Lebanon. Is that a small town or something?
Just a small
That's
town.
okay, so.
Okay. Thanks, man.
So choose cone is going to be not a cone. It's going to be choose paint on track.
Wait, choose what?
Choose cone is painted on the track.
Oh, it's painted. Okay.
It's more like a V. It's not really.
It's the choose V.
Choose V.
Let's see what else we got on here. Mechanics Wear is going to renew with NASCAR. So, nice. Another
cool.
sponsor. Staying with the sport. We love it. This is something I saw on Twitter, and I really like it. And I just want to shout out Brandon Brown. He finished 13th place this past weekend with a car that is 7 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
These small teams, man, they do a lot.
I mean, think
especially-
about that. This car has been around since the Gen 6 started. That's insane.
Brendan Built Motorsports is really underrated for a small time team. They're going to make the playoffs straight up on points, not some lucky BS win that happened in the rain or at some plate track. No, they're going to make it straight up this year.
And then we talked about it last week. I just want to remind everybody the rest of the 2020 schedule has been released. It is subject to change though, depending on what happens with the Rona.
We'll see what
so I'm worried about that. I'm worried about the Florida races.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
I want to go out to see the road course to make up for, missing the
I wanna
rest of
see
the
both of
Daytona
them.
500. Yeah, I want to see both, but I don't know. I'm just a little bit hesitant to go out to the state of Florida, especially with all that's going on, especially all the freaking no mask protesters. I
Now,
don't want to deal with that.
Kansas and Michigan have announced that they're not going to be having fans at their races. So
Yeah.
that's a
Someone
bummer.
asked if you were coming to Michigan, and you were just straight up like, no.
I knew they weren't having fans.
Yeah, they weren't gonna do that.
I just know how that governor is. She's overboard with everything with that stuff. Unless going out and being with 1 million people, then she's fine.
We need Blago as the governor. No. Blago, remember?
Nah.
No.
No.
He's funny. But
No.
Go ahead.
Anyone's better than Pritzker, though.
Yeah.
There was a drive-by on Chase Briscoe's block in his
Yeah.
neighborhood.
I'm gonna assume that they have mob capos in his neighborhood and they try to take them out, but I don't know. That's just me. I don't know why they would do that in that neighborhood, but you never know.
A little bit for the race tonight. PJ won. This will be the last thing. PJ won. Will be added to the bottom group tonight, which we'll talk about a little bit in our All-Star race pre-race stuff. but
This is like the only track it works at.
Yeah, that's about it.
But I'm just saying that like the All-Star race is 140 laps, and
How much?
or I believe around that, and the Open is like 50 something laps. I think
Yeah.
60 something.
We're gonna see some good racing.
We're gonna see.
We're gonna see old school Bristol maybe for the whole thing.
Oh, dude, and
Especially if they like start putting anything
if
down.
we get
more
a
between them.
2002 night race type race,
2005 too was
or
nuts.
2005,
2005
yeah.
was nuts.
2004 was boring.
Heck,
to go
2008
through.
was
That
even good.
boring.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that's it. So Darian, do your thing.
Hey, that'll do it for another edition of the Lightning Round. No, I didn't do it as loud this time. So, what do we have next? Do we have the bad news next now?
Let's just get into it. Jason Jacoby.
Yeah. So, yeah.
There's
if
good
you guys-
news and bad news. with
Yeah,
this.
if you didn't
He went to
hear,
jail.
if you didn't hear, Jason Jacoby, that piece of shit pedophile, got arrested. Finally, he made bail. I believe yesterday. He was
Rich
in.
parents bailing him
Yeah,
out.
he was in another county. That's why there was no bond. But then he was transferred over to the Athens Police Department, and then he made bail. I believe it was around 2.5 thousand. I believe was bail. But the thing is, you with bail, you can only pay 10% and still get out. So you don't even have to pay the whole thing. But then you have to make payments. Once you're out. The thing is, though, really, I mean, shout out to Austin. I can never say his last name. You know who I'm talking about. Shout out to Austin, though, for really bringing that whole story to light, because this has been years in the making, apparently, according to him. And then as I keep uncovering more of the story, it's insane how long that,
He's been
this type of
enabled.
behavior has been enabled by, people that know him, and then people even on the internet, too.
Since all this happened, he's even like Jason deleted his old YouTube channel where he got his success from.
Yeah.
Now he has a new YouTube channel that he has labeled for kids when his content is purely not for kids.
Yes, and let me just say this. That is breaking the law. So you have to pay a fine if you're caught. So, I mean, if YouTube ends up finding that channel...
I mean, it's
He
like my channel. I don't make my channel labeled for kids because
No,
my content
same.
is not for
It's
kids.
not.
It's
So-
for everybody.
It's what was the number again
The number for what?
for the amount he would have to pay?
Someone
per
told me
video.
Someone told me around $30,000, like potentially a $30,000 fine, I believe.
Okay, so he's had 156 videos so far, right?
Yeah.
If you did 30,000, I'm pretty sure that's the number. That'd be $4.68 million.
Yeah, and another thing I want to address too, there's some rumors about his charges. Right now, the only reason he was even arrested was because he admitted on video to abusing his baby mama. So
And that was the big thing for the police. to not
yeah,
have
so
a reason.
technically yes, he is only under arrest for a misdemeanor. But I've had a brief interaction with the lead detective from the Athens Police Department on this case, and they're accumulating a file about this thick.
Are you allowed to say that?
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I've been told by others involved directly in the case as well. The Athens Police
Third
Department
party,
didn't directly tell me this. They can't,
They can't tell you, but people outside of it can tell you.
that would be an obstruction of justice, and then he could possibly get off because of that. So no, we don't want that.
But he admitted.
He admitted, yes.
Yeah, on his channel.
Yes.
He admitted he's breaking a law when it comes to for kids. What's that law called again?
Kappa. Or
Kappa.
something? Yeah,
He's breaking Kappa,
Yeah.
which YouTube and social media in general has been going extremely hard on right now.
Yeah.
They've been they take that really seriously because I believe isn't the FCC that's involved with that?
Yes, it is.
So
it is.
right there, I mean you're not only breaking state laws.
You're
now.
breaking federal
You're breaking federal laws too.
People are saying it's COPPA. That's what.
Yeah,
it was.
Kappa. And
whatever.
here's another thing I want to explain too. Right now he's only under arrest and charged with a misdemeanor, but they're building up a case against this guy.
Now
and
they're saying that you can get I don't know how true this is, $42,000 fine.
$42,000. That's the exact number. Yes, thank you, Chad.
Yeah, 42,450. Okay, so 42,450 times 156 right now, $6 $1,622,200.
And also, uncovering this story, Austin discovered that this guy has committed credit card fraud, child abuse, child neglect, domestic abuse, and so on and so on. So the possibility of more charges being filed in the future or pending is there.
Well, and you have to think too, what about the people that
Enable
this was
behavior.
posted on, like different subreddits?
Yeah.
And stuff like what happens to the mods at that time of those subreddits, of the iRacing subreddit,
So
of
basically,
the NASCAR subreddit?
let me explain that a little bit more. So Austin had really been aware of this behavior, like as far back as 2015, 2016, 4 to 5 years
but
ago.
stuff with him has been going. Stuff with Jacoby's been going on from what people have been saying
For years.
Since 2007.
Yeah, since 2007, from what we've discovered. And it seems like people were just so burnt out with Jason Jacoby that whenever he was brought up, like Austin would do, Austin would either get ignored, or they would just ban him from that subreddit. So, or delete his post. So I really do feel that an apology is owed towards him because, as soon as I heard about the story, I immediately went to you guys and I was like, hey,
And we're
what should I
immediately
do?
like
What should I do? You know what I mean? Because this type of behavior, especially in our community, is not going to be tolerated. And, if we find out that you're doing this type of stuff, man, you're going to get exposed, bro. I'm sorry. That's just the way it is. I don't want to freaking, I hate cancel culture. I mean, let's be honest about it.
I wouldn't say this is canceling somebody.
It's just, it's not canceling somebody, but some people have been like, oh, you're just canceling him. No. I'm just exposing him for who he really is. And then the police can, do with that as they please. But I do know that as soon as Austin's video was posted, he left, the Athens Police Department numbers, and hundreds of people, they called in immediately saying like, oh, he's done this and that. And then I've even gotten DMs from, adults now who were 14 or 13 at the time saying that Jason would DM them and, all this stuff and try and, do all this crap.
I won't name anybody, but I mean people that we know throughout the community.
Yeah, just a handful of people that we know, like on the top of our heads, have told us these things.
Well, and I saw in the chat, I'm pretty sure this is the right ages. He was a 24-year-old man grooming a 14-year-old.
Yeah, groomed a 14-year-old. Now, I mean...
And then blamed her.
Yeah.
Saying that, like, he had his BS excuse, he had the fear of God in him, so he just went along.
Yeah,
like,
that's another thing.
I'm sorry.
Never
like,
use
no.
God as a fucking cover or excuse for your bad behavior, just in general for everyone in the chat. Just a lesson. And also, if a 14-year-old is texting you and you're a grown-ass man, immediately block the number or report, whatever
bring it
app
to
you're
an
on.
adult.
I hate pedophiles. They deserve to be castrated, in my opinion. So don't be a piece of shit. Basically, that's my take.
They're a drain not only on society but just on our species
Just a burden.
in general.
They're just a freaking burden, man.
Yeah.
They just don't deserve to be. I'm
So,
not gonna
yeah.
say it on here.
So, in conclusion, just because I don't want us to keep talking about this forever, Jason Jacoby, glad he's no longer a member of this community. Glad to see that things are going in the right direction for McKenzie. Hopefully things continue to progress as this, but
and if you
don't be an awful person. And with that, we'll move on to
and also,
talk about racing.
let's move on.
There was another story too.
We missed this in the lightning round, and the chat's been telling me.
No, they're not going to do this. I think we need to unpack it a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a connection, not a big one, not a big overall NASCAR one, but a connection with NASCAR to the Epstein case.
We're not talking about the same thing then.
Yeah.
No. Brian Vickers' wife,
Yeah.
Sarah Cowan Vickers, has been labeled a high-level accomplice in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking ring.
Ooh, dude. So let me just, I educated myself more on the subject over the past few months. I watched that whole Netflix documentary on it, and wow. I mean, there seem to be a lot of people involved with enabling this piece of shit's, guy's behavior, and they really need to be brought to justice too. I mean, even his main assistant, what's her name? Now she's in jail, I believe.
Yeah, and she's been placed in the same jail.
Yeah, in the same jail.
But this deal is, it's like, you don't know how much Brian knows.
Yeah.
But you have to think that he always has some idea.
I mean, I'm just gonna focus on his wife, because she was there.
Maxwell,
right now.
that's who it is.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that Brian probably wouldn't have been paying attention.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm just saying, if you know that your wife is the assistant of Jeffrey Epstein, and stuff because stuff's been murmuring for years.
But
This
even
didn't just pop up.
I mean,
last year.
I completely understand that. Even at the time, though, like, I mean, there was no reason to really, I guess, suspect that it was, this deep, I guess. I mean, there were rumblings and stuff, but there were only rumblings at the time,
It's just, it's something that's like,
wondering. It is a little questionable.
There's so many people from high level actors to sports figures and politicians.
Mm-hmm.
You got to wonder, I'm like, is there anyone that we might not be suspecting at all?
That is true.
In the sport?
That is true. And
You don't know.
I mean, there needs to be a proper investigation into this. But, there is a reason why we haven't heard from Brian Vickers since, I believe, 2016. I think he deleted his Twitter.
Someone said in the chat, I just came here to confirm Brian Vickers did delete his Twitter.
Yeah, he did
So-
delete his Twitter. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not saying that's guilty, but I mean, there might be more
probably
to
the
it.
fact that Brian doesn't
Just doesn't wanna deal with it.
He's gonna get
Yeah.
attacked in association.
Yeah,
you know?
unfortunately. And, if his wife really did know, then she really needs to be brought to justice.
He needs
as
to make a
well.
public statement though if he wasn't involved. Like, hey, I didn't know this happened. or I
Staying
didn't know
silent
anything.
on this subject is really bad because in the court of public opinion right now,
People are
that
gonna
just
start.
looks
People are gonna
really
start.
bad.
Yeah, people are gonna start getting the rumor mill,
Mm-hmm.
churned up. They're gonna start saying, "Oh, you got this, or you did this, or you did this," and like you said, he might not have even been involved at all. He might have known everything, but we're not gonna have any gauge whatsoever until he makes something to say, "Hey, no, I didn't do this." So,
Right. But I mean, I think it's a lose-lose. If he makes a statement, then he's still going to get attacked because,
Yes, but
your
he-
wife did it,
But he made the statement at least.
Yeah,
he addressed
that is
it.
true. So I guess it's
So that's
50-50,
my
I
deal.
guess.
And this the whole thing to wrap it up. The whole thing is he needs to address it and he needs to just get it out of the way. And I think it'd make him look better.
And again, if his wife did, have a huge involvement, she needs to be brought to
I like what
justice.
Alan says here. Maybe he's waiting for more information before he makes a statement. Sometimes you shouldn't just, you shouldn't be jumping at right.
Yeah,
if
that
he's
is
not,
true.
If he's not involved though, what information do you need to know?
I mean, here's the thing. If that were me personally, and if I knew that I wasn't involved, I'm speaking up immediately.
Yep.
I'm just like, hey, no, I didn't do this. Do not associate me with this. Blah blah blah.
Think,
You know what I
think
mean?
of it like this, though. We just had the situation in Talladega where we felt like NASCAR went too quick to say something.
That is the thing. Yeah. So I guess we'll wait. But
I'm sorry, but if a family member or a friend or a girlfriend, wife, whatever it might be, is in that thing, I'm not associating with them.
No,
Especially if you didn't know about this and you find out, you're finding out who that person is. So I'm saying he needs to address it as quick as he
Yeah.
can. It's not the same as like an investigation like where it's like in the sense of what happened with the Bubba Wallace deal.
No, this
because
is
you
deep.
know yourself.
This
Like
is
you know
deep,
yourself. Like you're not doing this.
like this whole Jeffrey Epstein situation is so toxic and it's so unbearable just to see like so many victims' lives just ruined by this guy. It's appalling, man.
So to end it out, he needs to address it.
He
That's
does.
my deal.
He
That's
does
my
need to do
stance
that.
on it. He's got to address it.
All right, I'm just gonna put this out there because I saw Super Chat from him. I've seen the check on crazy. Yes, we found out today Brennan Gaughan unfortunately tested positive for COVID-19, and we wish him the best of luck in his recovery. Hope he can beat this.
Hopefully he can be in the booth someday too.
I would love
Yeah.
that. That dude's amazing. Let's see what else we got here. I want to bring this up. I don't know if I brought it up in the lightning round, but the Lost Speedways TV show is premiering today on Peacock Network, and
Slap.
credit Slap Shoes
love
on it.
Slap on
That's
location
bro,
featuring Dale Jr.
Bro, I'm sorry. It slaps Lost Speedways.
The
all
fact though that Junior had to address it shows you right
day.
there.
How big the community's getting. How big.
Wait,
Well, it
Slap
shows-
is.
wait, did he address it?
Yes,
Yeah, he did.
because people were accusing him of ripping off Slap Shoes, which again, this show has probably been the worst for years.
Yeah, a couple of years probably.
But I mean, Slap's the man
It's
who
just
started
too
this thing.
it's just too ironic.
Yeah, it's like the timing's a bit off. But here's the thing, I'll be honest. Who the hell has Peacock anyway? Like, I don't have
Well,
it.
it's
Is it a
free.
streaming app?
It's
Yeah.
it's NBC's
streaming
old
it.
streaming.
See, this
thing.
is the whole. Again, I'm not going on a tangent here, but this is the whole reason I said that I didn't think NASCAR should have a streaming service only when it comes to broadcasting, is because everyone has a streaming service.
Yeah.
So you're going to be paying if you want the NBC one, you're going to have to pay like $14.99 if you want
Yeah.
everything you want. If you're going to want Netflix, you have to pay all this. If you're going to want Disney Plus, you're going to have to pay all this. If you want ESPN, Fox Sports, and now if like NASCAR or NFL or any of them did it, you're going to end up paying more money than you pay for TV.
Yeah.
The best sports people out there who ever did the greatest like way to watch this stuff was was World Wrestling Entertainment because they made their WWE network. You can watch all their pay-per-views.
That makes
you can watch
sense.
all kinds of stuff.
See, that makes sense for WWE to really, for that kind of a
And that would
event
work
to
so
happen.
well for NASCAR if they had a way to watch live racing, various series on there, watch old races on there, and watch original content that people. NASCAR Productions has great people who do great things on their own app.
Dude, NASCAR Productions goes really, really deep. They've been around for years. I mean, if they wanted to do a streaming service, they would pull that off no problem. But how much would the cost be?
Partner up with YouTube.
Yeah.
Partner up with Netflix or Hulu. Change the game.
Look, let me just say this, man.
Think outside the box.
Looking at other motorsports, F1 gets it. They're on Netflix all the time, and then IndyCar is starting to get it. Like, when is NASCAR gonna jump on that train and really market their new and also their current personalities?
Because they work real, like when it comes to social media, they work ahead of the game.
Yeah,
Their social media is ahead of the game now.
It's upped really over the past 2 years, ironically.
Well, look, between their Twitter game is amazing. They've become one of the best sports to follow when you look at like TikTok, YouTube.
Yeah.
They've upped the game incredibly. They've done stuff at the track with all of us. Like they know how to get to that younger audience now. Now you can take the next step.
Yeah, they're just they're this close to taking that next step to being on like a Netflix. If they have their own show, like what's the F1 show called? Drive to Survive or something like that? Drive to Survive. If they had a similar show like that where you market your current personalities of your current stars and then some of the up and coming stars, not just in the Cup Series. I mean, they had the luxury of even covering the Xfinity Series, the Truck Series, and even grassroots racing.
And
they could do that.
I don't think people realize just how much in flux right now the sports culture is, entertainment-wise, like media-wise. So you look at everything going on with the NFL and the stuff that they're doing and the stuff that they want to say, and I mean, they're, like I was talking about earlier, they're talking about changing the Vikings name to be politically correct at this point. Like, people are turning off the NFL. The ratings have been going down. Everything's been going down for the NFL. You look at the NBA, they're kind of where they are, but they've had a dip recently. MLB is falling faster than NASCAR. NASCAR is improving. You look at all these major sports networks or leagues, and the networks covering them. Everything is changing right now. By 2030, we're gonna get a clear picture of what the next 30 years after that.
Dude,
is
it's
gonna
going
be
the
like.
way of streaming.
So,
it's so obvious.
So what NASCAR needs to do now, they need to take the chance. They need to take that short-term loss and jump on these things.
Yeah, I will say this in conclusion. Until NASCAR has a preferable streaming thing, I feel like the number one source for your NASCAR fix is the NASCAR YouTube community right now.
Do it,
so
man.
I'm just saying right now. So
You got people from
stay tuned.
every walk of life.
We do all sorts of different content.
Yeah, all sorts of different content.
Yeah.
Even motorsports now. So
Subscribe to everyone.
Yeah, everyone in this room. Yeah.
And let's see. We got one more story before we can get into the All-Star race stuff, and I think we can go.
that quick?
But we can go in depth on this one.
Okay.
Wait, what are we talking about? The All-Star race, or are we talking about the picks?
We can talk about picks,
Oh,
open,
okay.
pretty much
All of
anything.
it,
Yeah.
if we need to. But I'm saying, Bob Bacchus reported this. This one grinds my gears a little bit. We
Here
were
we go.
talking about this morning eating breakfast. No penalties for Gregson and Burton's fight. Yet Jeremy Clements will get fined $10,000 for non-essential personnel being there. Both of the now, I'm not saying what Jeremy Clements did was right. It wasn't. What his team did was not right.
Yeah.
They should not have had someone there that wasn't supposed to be there. But if you're saying breaking social distancing and all this stuff, a man with a mask fighting another person on the ground with teams all around them grabbing everyone, how is that in any way better than what they did?
I'll start off. I'll get more in depth with this. So basically what this tells me, and NASCAR has had a history of doing this. This is another example of NASCAR picking on the little guys. So Jeremy Clemens this weekend was sponsored by Steve Kearns, and we've talked with him. Amazing guy,
Yeah.
He I don't know exactly what he does, but I assume he has some sort of a firm that makes a lot of money, and he was able to put in that money into Jeremy Clemens' race team, and now some of that money is unfortunately gone. But guys like Noah Gragson and Harrison Burton, like, they don't have to worry where their next sponsorship is coming from. I don't think at the moment. And unfortunately, again, this is just another example of NASCAR just picking on the little guys, man. I mean, you literally had two. Oh, go ahead.
Look at this.
Wait, what?
NASCAR issued a $5,000 fine to crew chief Dave Rogers for one unsecured lug nut to Riley Herbst's car. So you're telling me that in the grand scheme of things, a lug nut is more important than two drivers and a bunch of teams breaking your
Look,
social distancing policies.
I was just about to say this. So, what you have is you literally have two men on camera in front of millions of people at home, or less than a million, according to the ratings. About a million,
700,000.
quarter of a million, and you have two guys who are just beating each other's faces in, and then putting other team members' health at risk to break up the fight. And meanwhile, Jeremy Clemens is over here because of probably some sort of technical non-compliance BS rule. You find him $10,000 for that.
Well, no, you're not
Come
supposed to
on.
have someone non-essential.
It was non-essential people was with them. So basically a sponsor was hanging out with them. But I want to say this in the nicest way possible. Back at Miami, it was said that, okay, we're going to allow 1,000 military people and some of their family members.
Was that?
But that was the one where NASCAR themselves brought in special guest Alvin Kamara to hang out with them, and I'm like,
was that really essential though?
I'm like, okay, did we just double standard or something?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, were those fans?
I love Alvin Kamara because I'm a Tennessee ball fan. He's a great guy, and I love seeing that he's in NASCAR.
But for you to get into the
did
rules,
we just double standard?
No, that is a double standard to me. It's like I feel like the main reason those two weren't penalized is because it brought a lot of engagement, a lot of traction to a smaller series.
And this is something that NASCAR has a history of doing.
Mm-hmm. They pick on the little guys.
Well, no, not even that. Just double standards.
Yeah, double standards.
I mean, you look. That's the whole problem I had. No, we won't go too in depth about this because it's just a rumor at this point. But they're talking about like banning political sponsorship. Yeah. Well, what constitutes political sponsorship then has to be questioned from there. Mm-hmm. And from there, you can say, well, there's a double standard if so and so is there and so isn't.
It's a slippery slope into other BS.
I'm at the point now where it's like, listen, don't make a big deal out of it, and these people aren't going to be a big deal. When it comes to that. But when it comes overall to the double standard thing, NASCAR needs to figure this thing out. Because right now they're in the spotlight. They're in the spotlight right now with everything. Anything that they do, anyone from the mainstream media to people who just don't like them anymore, to people who have walked away from them, are going to come after them.
Let's be honest, too. Harrison Burton, he has deep pockets and a family history in the sport. We know Noah Gragson. I mean, he's from Vegas. I know damn well he does have deep pockets there.
Drives for Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, so there's a reason why those two weren't fine. But unfortunately, Jeremy Clemens, who... he does have to worry, about sponsorship, worry about, his, not tearing up his equipment. Unfortunately, gets the shaft here for $10,000. Come on, man. You got to do better. Do better than that.
Yeah,
NASCAR.
you got to penalize them both.
Yeah,
you have to penalize them both. They broke the rules. They put really
Held
the
their
entire
risk.
And this
bubble
was
at risk.
literally the day that NASCAR sent out something to all the teams stressing social distancing.
And also,
Yes.
context is important. In the middle of a freaking pandemic at the moment,
And like Danny said, after they sent that memo out, it's like that right there is just
in the middle of
what
a
it should
pandemic.
show. Because NASCAR and the trend of going against the little guy in NASCAR when it comes to teams has been shown to you. Look at the charter system. I mean, it completely puts smaller teams at a disadvantage monetarily.
Absolutely.
It has to stop.
Look,
if you want full fields, you can't keep going after these smaller teams.
In conclusion, I mean, NASCAR for the most part does amazing things, but guys, you got to grow a pair on this one. You got to penalize them both. Like, I mean, okay, the decision has been made already now, but if something similar like this happens, you need to throw the book at whoever it is, guys. Like, grow a pair and just penalize them.
But this is a standard now. They set a standard. You can fight.
Apparently you can fight and not get fined. So, the next time we see a legitimate fight like that,
It can happen tonight.
It could happen tonight. So, I expect nobody to get fined, NASCAR. You better not fine them. But here's the thing. If it's between two small team guys, I'll be honest, I'll expect a full fine, from NASCAR because they've set that precedent already, Like, you can fight, you can beat each other's asses, and, during a whole pandemic, and apparently, because you have deep pockets, it's okay. So, I don't agree with that.
Come on, Newman and Boy are going to go at it again.
Is he going to look like the Rock'em Sock'em again?
Yeah. Make sure Newman is out of the car first before you do that. But, that's my take on it. NASCAR, grow a pair. Come on.
All right, so now let's talk about the All-Star.
Yeah, that's
let's get hyped.
Yeah, that's the whole reason we're here.
That's the whole reason we're here, guys. The All-Star race is tonight.
I'm here to hang out, you guys. I don't
We don't care about racing. No. Guys, the All-Star race is tonight. I gotta be honest here. I'm a little bit more excited for the open races more than the All-Star race to me because I feel like we'll see a lot more desperate moves just to get into this race.
Yep.
So, I mean, if we're gonna start off, I mean, go over the format for the open first, and let's get into picks for that first.
Let me get into it really quick
All right,
because
good.
we're just gonna pick the 3 people we think are gonna advance.
Yeah. Oh, and really quick, guys, I'm just gonna scroll up here. How many do we have watching? Okay, 322 currently watching.
How many likes we got?
How many likes?
263.
263.
300.
300 before the end of the show. Lick the like button.
Click the like button.
Okay, I'm trying to. Where was the format at? Because I don't have it on me on my phone.
It was on.
I'll get it.
Someone help us, studio audience, help, please. That's why we have the studio audience. They've been so helpful. Thanks, guys, for
need that
providing the
every
chat.
week.
Yeah.
But they have the PJ one on the bottom of the
They
track
do.
now.
You're gonna be old school Bristol tonight.
Now, if they have it on the top of the track, though, too.
Ooh.
Okay, here's the format.
Okay, here's the format.
So the open race, 35, 35, 15.
So 3
that's-
advance with an all-star vote.
that's 80
Two,
laps.
two guys get two chances for 35 laps to try to get in the spot.
And then a 15.
Yeah, one guy gets 15 laps.
15. That's gonna be
And
dude.
then-
The final stage in the open race. That only 15 laps. That's gonna be crazy.
And then you add 55 laps to the All-Star race for the first part. So that would be, what, 135?
Yep.
So you have 135 laps plus the 80 laps. So that's 215 laps. People don't remember from the night races the past few years of PJ1. If they only have it on the bottom of the track like they're talking about, that means and the bottom line was dominant. That would mean most of these guys are going to be running the old school Bristol line the entire time.
And also the most important part: caution laps do not count. That's good.
Is there a
In the
rule,
final.
Is
In the
there
final,
a
in the
rule
final, yeah.
on needing to pit? Because really, you can go most of these races.
But
Definitely the open. Without
I believe
pitting.
tires though. Tires are going to be
Yeah.
really important. though.
I think tires would be what
Okay.
would do it. But where's it at? Where's the starting grid? Oh, there we are.
Yeah, there we go.
I just had to
Right
put
there.
YouTube on. I'm like,
Yeah,
yeah, there
make
we
sure
are.
we're muted though, of course. But,
Oh yeah, my phone's.
Oh
muted.
yeah, of course.
Let me look at this.
We're gonna look up the lineup. It's randomized too.
I know that
both.
Michael McDowell, I believe, is on the pole for
That's
the Open.
good. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting.
And Truex is on the pole for the All-Star race.
Truex and Bowman are
Yep,
front row.
both front row, and Justin Haley's starting.
Okay,
fourth.
I'm on J-Ski now. So
Justin Haley's in a Chip Ganassi car
Yeah.
too. Am I correct? So
Yes.
it's basically a third Chip Ganassi entry.
Oh,
So it's
okay.
not like it's some spy.
Well,
or,
that makes sense for them to get just like one good car.
Yeah, and also it's Justin Haley's first race since his first
Okay.
win last year.
So
Wow.
here's for our picks for the Open. We have here's the guys we have in the field. Starting
Alright.
lineup, full gun.
Alright.
Michael McDowell, Eric Almirola, Christopher Bell, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Tyler Reddick, Bubba Wallace, William Byron, Chris Buescher, Clint Boyer, Matt Dibenedetto, Austin and Ty Dillon, Ryan Preece, JJ Yaley, Garrett Smithley, Brennan Poole, Quinn Houff, Joey Gase, Dennis Suarez, John Hunter Nemechek, Corey LaJoie is starting from the back.
Alright, so
So-
for this we
For
just
fan
picked our
vote, let's
three.
be honest, Bubba's gonna win.
Yeah, Bubba Wallace
Bubba
is probably
should
going
get
to win the
fan
fan vote. Okay.
But here's the caveat to that: you have
Haley
to
did
have.
run the 500.
Who?
Justin
Oh
Haley.
yeah, Justin Haley did. My bad. Sorry about that. Yeah. Sorry guys. All right, go ahead.
There's a caveat to that though. For Bubba Wallace to get that fan vote, he has to have a raceable car after the All-Star.
That's what I'm
If he
saying. That's the
crashes,
trick.
if he crashes, he's not in.
I mean, if I'm Bubba Wallace, do I just like kind of just hang out in the back, and not even risk it?
Honestly, can he just park it after one lap?
I mean, would it be against the rules, perhaps?
I don't know if there's a rule.
I mean, I've never
'Cause I-
seen
'cause
a
I know
fan
it-
vote guy do that
yeah,
ever. No,
if
right?
If you win a
Don't
stage,
think so.
you can park.
You
it.
can park it, yeah, but I mean, just DNFing the race and not finishing it.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's-
I don't
shouldn't earn
know.
your way in.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's against the rules, but let's get into the open picks here. So,
For
stage
your
one,
three.
Stage one advancement Tyler Reddick, I think without a doubt, easy. Stage two, I'm gonna go with Eric Almirola, and then stage three, it's a toss up here between two guys. But you know what? I honestly think Clint Boyer will make it. He's very good here. He's consistent. And then Bubba Wallace will get the fan vote. Those are my four.
I'm gonna say for my three advancing, it's gonna be Eric Almirola stage one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Ricky Stenhouse Jr. actually. Stage
Yeah, that is
two.
true. That is
he
true.
Runs really
He's
good
really
at
good
Bristol,
here.
and he's got a good starting position. Now stage three, I'm actually gonna say William Byron.
Yeah, that's right. He is in this race too.
About fan vote.
Fan vote.
Fan vote, Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace, yeah.
All right, yeah, that's me for fan vote. I got, I didn't put it in any particular order. Matt Benedetto, Tyler Reddick, Eric Almirola.
Yeah, if John Hunter Nemechek were starting closer up front, I'd be more inclined to pick him just because he's so good. But unfortunately, he's way
Where
in the
was
back.
Dibenedetto starting at again? Because I forgot
just
about
got off
him.
that page. Dibenedetto is starting 10th.
See, that's the reason I think it's going to hurt him.
I mean,
just for the way he has
and
to
also,
start.
we have, the races are so short, too, But again, people do desperate things. But I do be on the lookout for Matty D. And also, this may sound crazy, but I have two other guys. Ryan Preece, in particular. And to an extent, I'll be on the lookout for Daniel Suarez. I mean, I don't know. He has a history, of
He's starting
competing
18th.
I'm just going to look out for him, though. I don't know. I got a feeling. I don't know why. I have a feeling that he may shock some people, including myself. So I'm just going to be on the lookout for Suarez there.
I think he'll finish higher than he started, but I don't think he's going to make it.
Yeah, I don't think he'll make it, but I think he'll shock a lot of people where he'll end up running, though. So we'll see.
Okay, how about anyone else around
Anyone
here?
else?
Yeah, I'll go. Stage 1, Eric Almirola. Stage 2, Tyler Reddick. Stage 3, William Byron. Fan vote, Bubba Wallace.
Yeah. Littell?
Almirola stage 1, Reddick stage 2, and Dibenedetto stage 3, and Bubba Wallace fan vote.
I'll just go for Jay. Kyle Busch. Kyle, not playing.
Go ahead,
What do you
Stage 1, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Stage 2, I'm going Matt Dibenedetto. Stage 3, Christopher Bell.
Oh. And fan vote, Bubba?
Yeah, Bubba.
Yeah, Bubba.
Claudia?
I don't know.
Hey,
Crystal?
we might have that answer in the
I
open
don't know if I
tonight.
want to break mine up into stages. I do kind of agree with Matt Dibenedetto. I think he'll probably do stage 3. Well, I feel like my next pick wouldn't be able to. I think he could actually do stage 3. So I'll say Matt Dibenedetto stage 2, long shot. Corey LaJoy stage 3.
From the back. Dude, that'd be awesome.
He had a good run at Bristol, didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it was more of a strategy, but
Yeah, while back.
yeah. And then fan vote, of course, Bubba Wallace. I don't know about stage 1. I'm just throwing him out there.
Yeah. We'll see.
Tyler Reddick, sure.
Yeah.
Reddick train.
Yeah. I think everyone picked Reddick too. Well, except Claudia, she didn't know. She didn't know.
So she, by default, she does.
She said Dibenedetto.
Dibenedetto.
Okay.
For all 3. No, I'm playing. Can't do that.
So,
It can't happen.
No.
that leaves
The All-Star
the
race.
All-Star race.
Okay.
So now we can do our normal picks.
Who's gonna suck? Okay, so I'll go first. Who's gonna suck?
Well, should I give the rundown of who's
Yeah,
in it?
give the rundown of those who are locked in, because we can only pick them right now.
All right. Martin Truex Jr., Alex Bowman, Ryan Blaney, Justin Haley starting 4th.
Yeah, well, it's in a Chip Ganassi car though.
There's
Chip
the big one.
Ganassi, so it's not a Spire entry. So
Kevin Harvick, Matt Kenseth, Kurt Busch, Cole Custer, Jimmy. I just love saying it.
Custer.
Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, Chase Elliott, Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, and Eric Jones.
I think, can we all 3 agree on the same who's going to suck pick?
You go for it.
Justin Haley.
Justin Haley.
I will not agree. I will go with Cole Custer. Cole Custer, riding high off that one victory. Here's the thing, though. I personally just his scheme is just so ugly, man. And then I don't know, like at Bristol. I mean, he's only raced here once. It really wasn't all that great. Ended up, running midfield, and then was involved in the wreck. I don't know. Personally, I wouldn't put much stock into Cole Custer tonight, and that's saying a lot because he was my dark horse pick. So yeah. Cole Custer's gonna suck.
Yeah, but he still has one more start here in the Cup car than Justin Haley.
He does. That is true. I don't know. I feel like Justin Haley might surprise us tonight, man. That is a Chip Ganassi entry.
We'll see.
And Justin Haley has proven this year in Xfinity he will move you. And if you're Riley Herbst, he'll just straight up, fucking turn you.
You know what Scott Wimmer did in our chase the other day?
Oh God.
That's going to happen.
The other day. Oh God. That was yesterday. But yeah. So Cole Custer's gonna suck. Anyone else? Who's gonna suck, guys?
Ryan Newman.
Oh, yeah.
Patel, you gonna pick Logano?
Yeah, probably. Newman's gonna suck.
Newman.
And I agree with Newman.
Yeah. Crystal.
I'm gonna stick with Justin Haley.
What? No Jimmy? No Jimmy Johnson?
Gonna suck? Excuse me?
She's about to throw down there.
Yeah, last week.
I love that. I love that it
Look,
says
it's been
suck and it
painful
keeps
watching
taking
him
them
race.
off.
I guess, yeah.
Agree. Like it's
I'll
a
go
lot of
back
highs
and
and lows.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, Underdog Picks. I'm going to go with the ultimate underdog here. Justin Haley. Again, he's going to surprise everyone. Already has that spot locked in. That is a full-fledged Chip Ganassi entry, so they're going to put all of their eggs into this one race for that team. I really do feel Justin Haley is going to put on a spectacular performance tonight. And also, this is his first race in the 77 since his Daytona win. Excuse me, to be corrected. So, Justin Haley, he'll be my underdog pick for tonight's All-Star race.
Okay, Darren, I'm going to give you a mulligan. Go ahead and try again with your real answer.
Justin Haley. Yeah, I'm locked in. I'm locked in on this,
He
guys.
blows up lap 1.
Oh, no.
No, you're gonna be like me at Daytona.
What the fuck?
My underdog pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm on my cussing abstinence still.
Oh, I'm just cussing like up a storm. I don't care. We're all together, man.
Thank
so.
you, Andon West, for telling me about my awesome hat.
Yeah, that is awesome.
It is an awesome hat.
All right, Danny, underdog pick.
Underdog pick.
Don't steal mine.
Heck, he's starting on the front row. Alex Bowman.
That's an underdog.
Yes!
The meme that just lives on.
I don't know. I'm not.
There's not really.
I'm not gonna say he's gonna win, but he might have a
There's
chance.
not really any
No, there
underdogs.
is.
No.
There is. And
Wait.
I got him as my pick.
Who?
Eric Jones.
Oh, that is an
Eric
underdog.
Jones
Yeah.
is good.
Yeah.
He's good at Bristol.
We forgot
He's
about
good
it.
at
He
Bristol.
nearly won a night race in
We forgot he
2017.
existed.
Yes, and he
Every
ran up
single
front
time,
last
like
year,
at the end of
remember?
a race,
I
they'll mention,
believe-
Oh, and Eric Jones was like, oh yeah.
Yeah. He
Wasn't-
Oh yeah,
exists.
he exists.
Yeah.
Like,
Wasn't
he's there.
Eric Jones the one that Dibenedetto passed last year?
He
Yeah,
was.
He was.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm telling you.
All right, Joseph.
Cole Custer.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Littell.
Kurt Busch.
Back end.
Oh yeah, he is racing today.
Claudia, underdog.
I don't know. Who is it?
Guy on my shirt.
Just say Justin.
Bowman.
Oh, Bowman.
She got an answer.
Yeah. Cristal.
came from the spot.
Oh god. I was gonna pick Kurt Busch.
Kurt Busch. All right.
Okay.
Okay. So, who is going to win?
We're going to win.
Who's going to win the All-Star race? Littell's wearing a shirt, Joey Logano. He always has a knack for just coming in clutch in these big moments in the sport, like, winning the championship, winning the 500, and even the All-Star race too, and especially tonight's All-Star race. And he's going to be celebrating, wheel off, in hand and stuff, and be
My
like, yeah, we did it,
condolences.
guys. Be
My
like, yeah, we did it, guys.
condolences. This man jinxes everyone. My
Yeah,
condolences.
yeah. So we'll see what happens, but I'm not trying to jinx. I'm not trying to jinx him, man. I really think Joey Logano will definitely win tonight. So Logano will win.
I want to say Chase Elliott based on the way that race ended a few weeks ago, but I remember somebody who was running very well up until some things happened and
Here
he
we
lost
go.
track position.
Here we go. I know who you're picking. Go ahead, say it. I know who you're
Say
picking.
it.
I know who you're picking. Just say it. I know who you're picking. I'll tell you
I know who
afterwards.
you're picking.
I'll be honest. I'll tell you afterwards. Go ahead.
Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, see, I know you're
Jimmy
picking
Johnson
Jimmy
is
Johnson.
going
Yeah.
to win the All-Star
See,
race
I
at
knew
Bristol.
it.
He has 2 victories here in his career,
Mhm.
all coming in the springtime. He's never won at nighttime, so this
Mhm.
All-Star win
You
will be his
also-
night race victory.
You also had the privilege to see his second to last victory too.
Yes, his second to last victory was here at Bristol
It's
Motor
a shame he
Speedway.
won at Dover that year, and then you could have seen his final one so
I've
far.
I've never seen Jimmy Johnson win in person.
That Bristol
I had
in
it-
Bristol in
Las
2017
Vegas.
was the
Las
only
Vegas,
time I
yeah.
saw
I
him.
will break down.
That's how I was in junior one when I was there.
Las Vegas.
all it was.
He was always dominant there growing up. All right,
Oh.
who's gonna win or win?
I'm sorry. This year has been a contest between 2 guys, Kevin Harvick and
Hamlin.
Denny Hamlin.
Mhm.
I think one of these guys comes up and is an all-star tonight, and I think it's Denny Hamlin.
Mm-hmm.
Denny Hamlin is running up front all year. He's running up front in Bristol, and I think that in a race like this, everything on the line, that man's gonna move everyone.
Yeah.
He's gonna move everyone to win this race.
I think everyone's
Denny
gonna
Hamlin's
win.
winning.
Everyone's probably
So-
gonna.
Yeah, I know, but I'm
So-
saying I think Denny
Yeah,
Hamlin's going to
he's
step
gonna-
beyond.
All 3 of our picks were good, but I just got to say this just because I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
I won't be surprised if Kyle Busch wins.
Yeah, I won't be
Yeah.
surprised either.
This one, he's gonna be really.
Jake's gonna jump off the track. He's gonna jump off the freaking.
Get off the
grandstand.
track,
Yeah.
I got to
Jake.
see him win a championship.
Yeah, he did. So
I
that's
remember how
awesome.
happy you were, dude.
Yeah.
I have seen that man win here so many times, but I haven't seen him win with these guys, so maybe it won't happen.
Yeah. All right. Who's gonna win? Joseph?
Well, here you mean?
Yeah.
Or he.
Okay.
Yeah. Who's
And
gonna
I've
win?
seen him in another place.
Who's gonna win, guys? Go ahead, Joseph.
So this is a hard one because I chose I thought about Chase Elliott, Logano, because they were strong here earlier in the season, but Hamlin's just been so good short tracks, and you know he's just been up front. He's always a guy you watch out for. So my pick, I agree with Jared, is Denny Hamlin.
Logano, Vito. Why not? Why not?
Almirola.
Oh,
the guy's not even locked in. Okay,
Wow.
he's taking a risk.
Yeah,
he's
he
gonna
is.
play. He's thinking he's going the Casey Kane
Yeah,
route.
Yeah,
That's
Casey
good.
Kane route. Well, Casey
Yes.
Kane won the fan vote, so hopefully Bubba will end up going that route. But yeah, a
But
guy, you know,
still.
not being locked in.
That's
though.
what I
Yeah,
mean.
That's what I'm saying. Okay.
I like it. Ballsy
Bold
pick.
strategy.
Ballsy pick.
He's just trying not to jinx Logano. That's what it is.
No, honestly,
Almirola, if he makes it in, Almirola and Rex.
He was really good in the spring.
He Rex lap one of the Open.
Yeah.
Jake, is it just Kyle Busch?
If it's biased, yes. If it's unbiased, Kurt Busch.
Oh, yeah,
Ooh.
Busch,
For
yeah.
that, he's the only one in the field that has experience with the underglove.
That stupid. Oh my god.
Stupid.
And he's good at
Stupid.
Bristol too. So.
Oh my god, the
I agree with
underglow.
Kurt Busch, but
And
the reason-
his teammate won the last All-Star.
Yeah, it is true. Oh, yeah, we don't talk about that.
He's still
right?
his teammate.
They're not going to mention that on the broadcast tonight. Who won the last all? Anyway.
No. If it were
Kevin
if it were,
Harvick is the most recent All-Star race winner
no,
competing today.
If it was NBC and Rick Allen, Kyle Larson, who used a racial slur.
Who won the all-star race? God damn.
Oh, man.
Claudia, who's going to win?
Chase
I want Chase Elliott.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah,
I
Chase
knew that.
I didn't pick him, but I agree.
Jimmy, Crystal, Jimmy. Yeah.
Yeah, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
As
Jimmy.
Brooks would say, Jimmy.
Jimmy.
So,
Jimmy.
Jimmy
Yeah.
Kenneth Johnson.
Jimmy. Is that his middle name?
I think so.
I want to know now.
I
You
didn't know
act
that.
like that's worse than Denny Hamlin.
No, it's like
Yeah.
that. No, you know what?
Dennis.
You know what
Dennis.
you can make a
Chase.
meme of?
What?
It's like that Pocono crash. Oh my God, they killed Kenny's career.
Next time I see Jimmy Johnson, I'll
Jimmy
just be like,
Kenneth Johnson.
Kenneth. Hey,
Jimmy
Kenneth.
Johnson wins. You guys are gonna have to like carry me out of there.
Kenneth Johnson will win the All-Star race.
My dad's name is Ken.
I have the longest middle name here, probably. It's Randolph, Darian Randolph Gilliam, so it's about.
I'm just gonna call you
Yeah,
Randolph
yeah.
from now
Yeah,
on.
Yeah.
Randolph.
Hey, wait a minute.
What's up,
This is gonna be
Randolph?
funny for everybody on the around here that doesn't know this and the chat.
Mhm.
My middle name,
What is your middle name again? I keep forgetting. What is it?
Daniel.
Oh, Daniel. That's right. It is
Hey,
Daniel.
same here.
Yeah, Daniel. Oh,
High
that's
five!
it. Yeah, it's
Daniel's here.
I,
If
I
they
got,
don't-
Yeah.
I got the shortest middle name here. It's
You don't have one.
You don't
I
have.
think I actually
We have
have
it.
his middle name.
What is
Yeah.
yours?
Carrington.
Oh, that is way longer than
That
mine.
sounds like a
Yeah.
last name.
I
Carrington.
like that.
If,
though.
if we all went by middle names, my channel would be so weird. It'd be DannyBTalks.
Maybe.
I'm so sorry.
Just all of a sudden, on the subject of
Where are we
middle
at
names.
likes?
We're at 292.
Oh,
8
300!
300, let's get
Yeah,
Eight
click
more,
the like
8
button,
more.
guys. Click the like button.
327 watching. Come on.
We can do that. That's
Let's
doable.
beat the number of people we have watching right now before we end this baby out.
Damn, so we have been going an hour and 46 minutes. Is there anything else we go over?
We gotta do Texas picks.
Yes.
Oh God,
Oh,
Texas!
God.
Texas!
Oh,
I'm just gonna put the number
It's
down.
still
Yeah.
happening. Eddie Gaza stressed it.
Yeah,
It's
we're
still
gonna talk
happening.
tomorrow, right?
Eddie Gossage is my who's gonna suck pick. He always just freaking has something to say. Bro. There's no disrespect personally, but he's always crying. Oh, Texas isn't that bad. Yes, it is, fool. Y'all killed that track. All right, but no, let's
No.
get
Remember
serious.
what I said when they reconfigured Texas?
No, what'd you
I
say?
said when they reconfigured Texas, and I said what I had said that day on the podcast. I said this is God's cruel way of putting Kentucky in the playoffs.
All right, who's gonna
True.
suck besides Eddie Gossage this weekend? I'm gonna say Chase Elliott. I don't know, like he can be very hit or miss sometimes. Maybe I mean I don't know, man. Like Texas has like an abundance of tire failures from time to time. Maybe Chase Elliott might not be on the best end of that stick, so Chase Elliott is gonna suck this Sunday. Sorry, Claudia.
I'm gonna say his teammate William Byron will suck.
Byron, well, you know, I'm not saying that a certain driver will suck. I'm saying the track's gonna suck.
Yeah. We all know
Texas.
that. We're all
Texas. That's my pick.
Yeah.
Texas will suck.
Yeah, Texas. That's a
Basically,
guaranteed
this
suck
race is gonna be get it done and hope you
See,
don't have a heat stroke.
this is what I hate. This is what I hate about the reconfigurations. That track was great before.
It was great.
Yeah,
it wasn't the best, but it was
It was,
decent.
but you could. There you go.
Nice catch.
Thank
There
you.
we go.
But you could drive on the top lane,
Mhm.
middle,
Multiple
bottom,
grooves.
multi-groove racing.
Yeah.
You could have good runs. You get look at the finish in 2007. between Burton and Kenton.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you had a great track, and now you've made it basically a single groove racetrack.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Texas will suck at Texas.
Texas will suck at Texas. All right, Joseph, who's gonna suck at
A
Texas?
little more detail. Turn 1 and 2 at Texas.
Yeah.
We're just taking shots at the track.
Yeah.
Littell, Logano, right?
Blaine.
Oh, Blaine. yeah. That's he has bad luck. Jake.
I'm going Danny Suarez.
Well,
That's safe pick.
yeah.
That's a good one.
Wow. What a ballsy
All right,
pick.
relax, boy.
Come on, Claudia. Who's gonna suck? Please say Chase Elliott.
Eric Jones.
Oh, no, okay.
Ooh.
Hey, Moonhead's asking if we got moonshine.
Oh, hella, dude. We took a shot before we started.
Yeah.
I wasn't supposed to say that, but yeah.
I said it earlier.
Oh, yeah, you did. That's right.
Awareness is
Sounds
0.
Strong on you.
Yeah.
Who's gonna
Crystal.
suck?
Yeah.
Clint Boyer.
Yeah, Clint Boyer.
That's
I
fair.
agree.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right, so Underdog Picks. I'll go with Christopher Bell this weekend. I don't know, something about him. He just Indianapolis was pretty. Is that your pick?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your pick. Yeah, so Christopher Bell. I don't know, something about him, man. Like they're really starting to turn that program around, really. And after such a terrible start, there's nowhere to go but up. So Christopher Bell, and then for me and Jared, yeah. Danny.
I'll say Cole Custer. I mean, Kentucky.
What if he wins again? That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. He would be the 4th guy to have multiple victories this year. There's only 3 this year, too.
No, there's 4.
Oh, there's 4? Who are the 4 again?
So you got Hamlin, Harvick,
Brad.
Kozlowski.
Oh, that's
And Joey.
Joey. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so we have 4.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know.
I feel like we'll eventually see Truex another win. Maybe Elliott.
Yeah, and whenever Truex wins, it's always boring, though, so I don't know. We'll see.
Watch me the finale.
Yeah, watch me the finale. Joseph, Underdog for Texas. The sucky Texas track.
Tyler Reddick.
Moonhead.
What do you say?
Moonhead said, I'd like to say I held my pee for the last 150 miles of my drive today. I'm proud.
Wow.
Nice.
We are
man,
proud of you,
right.
too.
GG. Yep. Littell looking like all confused. Underdog pick Littell. Oh, no, you were just looking like, wait, what?
Eric Jones.
Okay, Eric Jones. All right, not bad. I keep forgetting.
Who's yours? Who's yours, Joseph?
Oh, mine was
Tyler Reddick.
Okay.
Jake.
Kyle Busch has never been good here since the reconfiguration. He's gonna.
Oh, God.
He's gonna be your dark horse?
He's gonna be my dark horse. I feel like he's gonna.
Well, I mean, with how he's
Please
run
be
this
up
year.
there.
Well, with how he's run this year, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of the dark
That was
horse.
practice.
Got to make it in the playoffs. Claudia.
Iron.
Okay.
Oh.
Crystal.
Blaney.
Okay, Blaney. Yeah, not bad.
I mean, does he really count as an underdog?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, he just has bad luck.
He's only got 4 wins in his
Yeah,
career.
he only has
So.
4 wins in his career. So yeah, right now. So who's gonna win at Texas?
We do it
definitely-
twice. Who's gonna win?
Definitely not the fans. That's for sure.
Okay.
And
And not the track.
yeah, definitely not the track either. And especially not Eddie Gossage again on Twitter. He will get killed or roasted if he even says anything remotely.
We need a 3rd Texas race instead of Coda.
God. Anyways, so who's gonna win at Texas? Now I thought about this for about 2 seconds. Kevin Harvick, I think, is gonna win. He has a knack for winning at this sucky track. But like I said earlier, the fans are definitely not gonna win. So, Danny.
He's going to have a great week because Jimmy Johnson's going to win the All-Star race and Texas.
Wow.
I like that.
Wow.
That 48 team is very good on these tracks.
We'll see.
That's surprising.
Yeah, we'll see,
They're
bro.
very good on these mile and a
Danny
half.
with with the ballsy pick, brass and balls of steel. Jeez.
So,
That was stupid.
I know.
I will say this: I was debating between him and Almirola, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Jimmy.
No.
so I said earlier, it's been a season between Hamlin and Harvick.
Mhm.
It's gonna be again.
Hamlin,
This
Harvick.
time it's gonna be Harvick.
Yeah.
It's gonna be Harvick winning. I mean, he's good at this track. And plus, I'm just gonna keep the meme going of me picking Kevin Harvick.
Same underdog pick and winner's pick. We haven't done that in a while, Jared. It's been a minute.
Yeah, good point.
Been quite a while. Someone researched that. All right, Joseph. Who's gonna win?
He's going back to victory lane, Kyle Busch.
Okay. All right, Kyle Busch.
Hey, Jake.
Kyle Busch.
Yeah.
Okay. Jake, Kyle Busch.
No, actually.
Oh.
He was my underdog pick.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I'm actually gonna pick Eric Almirola.
Damn. Damn. Eric Almirola.
That's good because I wanted to pick him, but I decided I just like
good
Jimmy
there
Johnson a
last
little bit
Yeah.
better.
He was good there in the fall, so I won't be surprised.
People on a roll.
Jake the Snake, thank you for $4.99 before we get off here. With our luck, we'll see 10 different cars.
Split coming into the checkered flag. Coming to the checkered flag. Jeez.
Hey, can Timmy Hill possibly win this weekend?
Hey.
He's
No.
got the experience I racing.
He won
Hey, won an
iRacing.
iRacing.
Invitation.
Yeah. Won an iRacing. Claudia, who's your winner's pick?
I'm going with Harvick.
Okay,
All right.
damn, 3 Harvicks. All right,
And Crystal?
Jimmy.
Oh,
Jimmy. Should you not be a little biased?
So me and Crystal believe he's gonna
Well,
sweep the
okay,
week.
like. You didn't ask me, what do you want me to do?
He's been good at Texas.
Yeah, he's won there.
We have our most biased picker and our most
I am not
unbiased.
that biased.
She's a Joey
How are you
Logano
not-
fan.
Thank you.
Wearing a Johnson
I
jacket.
am.
It's all she has.
It's not exact. For sweatshirts, I have this in
so
butter,
that-
but
Yeah.
I'm wearing
Alright.
Ryan Vargas, baby.
So, going with Bart. Yeah, there we
Rhino,
go.
baby.
Yeah, we live in
it'd
Ryan
be
Vargas.
different if like he didn't perform well last
Yeah,
season.
that's
Yeah.
true. Alright, so are we done?
I think we're done.
Can we go to the racetrack now?
Yeah.
I think we can.
Alright, so,
we have 2 things left to do. Jared does one, I do the other.
alright, go ahead.
Oh wait, we got right next.
Oh,
week.
yeah, next
we're on your
week.
channel. Jesse.
We're on my channel next week?
Yeah, we're on your channel next
Oh
week.
yeah, thank God I brought the mic and stuff, and I have my OBS on my laptop. I'll be at Jared's house. Be at
Yeah.
Jared's house doing the podcast. So hopefully your Wi-Fi is sufficient. So
It should be.
So
oh,
hopefully-
real quick, Blue Jimmy with $5 says, "Have fun at Bristol. Fingers crossed to get to see my first dirt race this weekend." Good luck, man. I hope so.
We'll be at the Nashville Fairgrounds on
Badass.
Saturday too.
Yes,
correct?
we will be watching Nashville Fairgrounds late models this weekend, guys.
So if you want to come by, watch some racing with us, yeah, feel free, bro. We're gonna be having
But
a ball.
social distance.
Social distance, of course.
Now I can do it. I fixed it.
You fixed it. You haven't done it in weeks or months, right?
A few weeks.
A few weeks.
But
Okay.
anyway, should just be it.
Do your thing. Goodbye.
This ain't the end of me. All the things that I could be. This is the end of you. After all that we've been through. This ain't the end.
I don't know the words, so I go like this. And anyway, this was Darian's 100th episode, by the way.
Happy 100, guys. All right, enjoy the race.
Bye. Come see you at Bristol, maybe.